The little princess of high society for 7 years was a lapdog just to hold my hand, but the entire Liu family had long been unable to stand her lovesick behavior anymore. Till the news of my family's bankruptcy arrived, her domineering brother, Liu Tian, gave her advice that she should use this opportunity to control me. Just ignore him for now. Wait until he begs you. She really believed her brother and patiently did not make contact, waiting for me to take the initiative and beg her. Last night, after a week of silence, I finally sent her a message, saying that I wanted to invite her whole family to meet. The Liu family all thought I wanted to borrow a few billion to help my family get through this difficult time. So when I started to speak, I only said one sentence. I actually came here today for a matter, an important matter I want to tell everyone. Liu Tian immediately cut me off with a cold laugh. No need to say anymore. We all know your family lost a bet and went bankrupt, right? Your older brother is now running around everywhere trying to borrow money. The news is already in the papers. We've all seen it. You are the son-in-law of the Liu family. Lending you money is not a problem. But we have a few conditions. You listen first. I hadn't said anything. I just listened quietly. Liu Tian lifted his chin, looking arrogant and aggressive. We don't want to lend this money. We want to invest it as investors. In other words, after we put up the money, your Lin family's assets, our Liu family will take half. We are business people too. How could we not want to make a profitable deal? Second, you must marry my sister within a month. Become one of our family. That way, we can also be more at ease. Otherwise, on what basis should we lend you so much money? Third, you need to be a live-in son-in-law of the Liu family and prioritize the Liu family. Interfere less in the Lin family's affairs. Of course, you are not allowed to work or start a business. You need to be a full-time husband. Your duty is to stay at home and take care of your wife and children and serve your parents-in-law. Fourth, that's enough, brother. Liu Ruyan couldn't listen anymore and interrupted her brother, Lin Feng. Don't worry, your family is already bankrupt. Besides our Liu family, who else can help you? These harsh words were like needles piercing my ears. I didn't expect that in their eyes. I came today like a stray dog begging pitifully. Liu Ruyan looked at me with a worried expression. Lin Feng, don't worry. We'll get the money. But I wasn't moved in the slightest. I still looked them straight in the eye politely. I think you all have misunderstood something. I didn't come to borrow money today. Stop pretending. Liu Tian scoffed. His contemptuous gaze was like looking at a ridiculous clown. If you didn't come to borrow money, then what did you come for? I just unhurriedly took out from my old canvas bag an exquisitely detailed ledger. This is a list of gifts and expenses that Ruyan gave me during our half-year engagement. Details of the gifts and all my expenses. I spread the ledger out in front of them. I haven't touched any of the gifts. Consumable items like flowers, fireworks. I have also converted them all at their original price. The items have already been delivered to her door. The converted money will be transferred directly to Ruyan's card. At this moment, I saw on the faces of the Liu family a look of shock suddenly appear. They didn't expect me to be so meticulous with my calculations. Liu Ruyan suddenly stood up, her voice trembling slightly. Lin Feng, what do you mean? I raised my eyes and enunciated those few words clearly. I came here to break off the engagement. Now that the Lin family is bankrupt, the Liu family and I are no longer a good match in terms of social standing. Therefore, I am no longer worthy of being the Liu family's son-in-law. I hope uncle and aunt will grant my request. After speaking, I decisively pushed the ledger away. Absolutely not. An agitated Liu Ruyan rushed forward. I don't agree to break the engagement. Mrs. Liu was also anxious. Quickly stood up to mediate with Lin Feng. Whatever the matter is, we can discuss it slowly. Ruyan loves you very much. She even gave up the opportunity to go abroad for you. As a result, before I could even say anything, Liu Tian spoke first again. Don't think you can get the upper hand by breaking the engagement? Let me tell you, not a chance. He crossed his arms, his face full of ridicule. My sister likes you, but our Liu family doesn't want to bring home a master to worship. Your family is already bankrupt. What are you still pretending for, you noble flower? Break it off then, break it off. Who's afraid of whom? He became more and more aggressive. You better not regret it. When you can't borrow any money and come running back, then you'll come begging us pitifully. That's when it'll be truly shameful. I couldn't be bothered to pay any attention to his yelling. I just turned my gaze towards Liu Ruyan. Look at the ledger first. If there's anything you disagree with, we can talk again. After saying that, I stood up. Uncle, aunt, I have other matters to attend to, so we'll take my leave. Then, without even glancing at Liu Tian, I turned and left. Lin Feng Liu Ruyan wanted to chase after me, but was held back firmly by her brother, unable to move. And so, the meeting ended on an unhappy note. And at this time, the most powerful person in Nancheng, the head of Tianyu Group, Qin Mengyao, had just finished a high-level meeting. She rubbed her temples and asked the assistant beside her, "Is there any news today?" The assistant immediately perked up. "Yes, CEO Qin. The Lin Group is facing bankruptcy. Their eldest young master, Lin Hao, has met with several venture capitalists, but it seems the negotiations were all unsuccessful. As for the mysterious third young master of the Lin family, I heard he secretly met with the Liu family today. It's highly likely he wants to use the marriage as leverage to get the Liu family to help out. After all, everyone knows the second miss of the Liu family is head over heels for this third young master, the assistant said excitedly. But the next second, Qin Mengyao gave her an indifferent glance. Who asked you about this? The frightened assistant immediately fell silent. Back in the CEO's office, Qin Mengyao stood alone in silence, in front of the large glass window. The mysterious third young master, Lin Feng, has returned. He's been in Nanchang for 7 years but lived in seclusion. He always wears a mask when he occasionally goes out, unusually low-key, but he has the title of the #1 handsome man in Nanchang, which spread everywhere without his knowledge. Thinking of this, a glint appeared in Qin Mengyao's eyes. Her thoughts seemed to return to many years ago. Everyone knows the third young master of the Lin family is the white moonlight of the Liu family's second miss, but almost no one knows. The new leader of Tianyu Group, Qin Mengyao, was an old acquaintance of Lin Feng, the old Lin family mansion. As soon as I pushed the door open and stepped in, as expected, the whole family was sitting in the living room waiting for me. Their gazes were like a trial. Lin Feng, you're back? My eldest brother, Lin Hao, was particularly enthusiastic. My second brother, Lin Yu, asked impatiently, Lin Feng, what did the Liu family say? When is the wedding scheduled? Their faces were filled with anticipation. As it turned out, my first words pushed them into hell. I broke off the engagement. As soon as these words were out, the entire living room fell into a deathly silence. Everyone's gazes were like swords piercing right through me. Lin Feng, my eldest brother's smile froze on his face. Stop joking. I looked at him calmly. I'm not joking. You all know, I'm not one to joke around. Why did you break off the engagement? Eldest brother Lin Hao was the first one who couldn't sit still. He stood up with a livid face to question me. I even found it funny. Our family is already bankrupt. We are certainly no longer a good match for the Liu family. Isn't breaking off the engagement the obvious thing to do? What's so surprising? I scanned their astonished faces. You all don't really think the Liu family would want a man who has nothing, do you? How can it be the same? My eldest brother trembled with anger. Liu Ruyan loves you so much. As long as you agree to marry her, how could the Liu family possibly abandon us? He pointed at my nose, his voice sharp. Who gave you permission to break off the engagement on your own? Go and apologize to the Liu family immediately. Take back what you said today. My eldest brother's words were practically a command. Go and set a wedding date right now. Help the family get through this hardship. But I was resolute. I'm not going. My decision is final. Unexpectedly, these few words of mine immediately ignited his fury. Mom, Dad, look at the son you raised. What kind of crazy talk is this? My father's health has been poor since his stroke, and his mind is slow. My mother spoke up, her voice full of weariness. Lin Feng, what's really going on? So many years of feelings, how can you just let it go like that? Is there some hidden trouble? I sighed internally. How could I explain it to them? Liu Ruyan, the one who professed her undying love for me after my family went bankrupt, made no move for an entire week. Isn't that strange? If the Liu family was really sincere, they should have come to our door long ago. But what happened instead? They just waited for me to go to their door and humiliate myself. Isn't this just an attempt to control me? Is this what you call love? So I shook my head. Mom, I don't have any hidden troubles. I just feel that Liu Ruyan and I are not very compatible. This decision is for the best for both of us. Not compatible. Eldest brother Lin Hao yelled, do you want to just stand by and watch our family go bankrupt without doing anything to help? I looked at him coldly. Eldest brother, we've only gone bankrupt. It's not like we can't survive. I've looked at the group's books. We don't have any debt. We just can't live the same lifestyle as before. We have hands and feet. Don't you think we can make a living? How is this called not helping? I know the person who can't let go of the wealthy lifestyle the most is actually him. Being the CEO for 3 years, how could he be content with being an ordinary person again? Then, I leisurely twisted the knife. Our family's specialty restaurant business was originally supposed to be run properly, but you insisted on gambling, taking it public since it's a gamble. You must be willing to accept the loss. Now you want to send me into a marriage alliance to save everything? My words were as if the last piece of his covering cloth was ripped away. Unexpectedly, he turned hostile immediately. What right do you have to criticize me? Isn't this whole family supported by me? You and the second brother are carefree, living a life of luxury. Who am I working so hard for out there? You're such an ungrateful bastard. He even brought up tuition fees. If it weren't for me, where would your college tuition have come from? I just calmly replied, Eldest brother, my 4 years of college tuition were all covered by scholarships. This sentence made him choke, speechless with anger. His face turned beet red. Yeah, come on you two, stop arguing. Second brother Lin Yu hurriedly stepped in to mediate. The urgent matter is to solve the problem, eldest brother. Let Lin Feng have some quiet time. Only then did Lin Hao fall silent. But as he turned to go upstairs, he uttered a vicious curse. We shouldn't have brought him back in the first place. Someone who grew up outside has no feelings for the family. A cold-blooded animal. My steps going upstairs only faltered for a moment. Then I continued on my way up, as if I hadn't heard anything. Right at this moment, at Hyojue, Nancheng's largest bar, Liu Ruyan was drowning her sorrows in alcohol with her best friend. Her best friend was a rich young lady. After listening, she burst out laughing disdainfully. I thought it was something serious. Don't spoil him. Men need to be taught a lesson. Torture him a little. He'll love you even more. Liu Ruyan looked at her in disbelief. Is that for real? You've only loved a few people. I've loved a whole basketful. And you still don't believe me? Her best friend thumped her chest, guaranteeing it. Just think, in all of Nancheng, besides your Liu family, who else would be stupid enough to spend several tens of billions to fill their family's hole? Liu Ruyan said nothing more. Her heart was a tangled mess. Just then, that best friend snapped her fingers. Immediately after, the manager let a lineup of handsome men in. Half an hour later, my phone suddenly lit up. It was a photo sent from an untraceable virtual number. In the photo, Liu Ruyan was sitting next to that rich playboy, flanked by a row of shirtless, handsome men, showing off their firm six-pack abs. One of them even had his hand on Liu Ruyan's thigh. The level of audacity was truly great, but when I looked at the photo, my heart was completely calm. What really shocked me was the mysterious phone call that came next. On the other end of the line was a young woman's voice, but it was extremely cold. "Mr. Lin, is that you?" As soon as I responded, she got straight to the point. "Liu Ruyan would help you." "I will. If you agree to be my boyfriend, I'll put up these tens of billions." My face immediately darkened. "Who are you?" She chuckled lightly. "I am Qin Mengyao. Have you ever heard of this name?" As soon as she said this, I knew this person was definitely not Qin Mengyao, because in this city of Nancheng, there's probably no one who doesn't know the real Qin Mengyao. I almost burst out laughing. Who in Nancheng doesn't know Qin Mengyao? Not just because of her beautiful face, her devastating beauty, but also because she used innovative business thinking to turn her predecessor's business into a powerful business empire. But the most important point is, if the person on the other end of the line was really Qin Mengyao, she absolutely would not have said such words, because few people knew that Qin Mengyao and I have known each other since we were 19. Why aren't you saying anything? The girl on the other end of the line thought I was scared, her voice revealing a hint of smugness. I just chuckled softly. "I'm not exactly scared, but I refuse your offer. Mr. Lin, this is your best chance. I am better than the Liu family." I didn't expect that before she could finish her sentence. I had already hung up. At this moment, on the other end of the line, a lavishly dressed young man stared at the woman in front of him. "Well? What did he say?" The woman lowered her head, a little flustered. "He refused, and he also hung up on me." The man was immediately stunned, his face full of disbelief. "How is that possible? Could it be that he doesn't know who Qin Mengyao is?" "This man's name is Fang Yuan. He went to great lengths to find a voice actor, to imitate Qin Mengyao's voice to deceive me. The purpose was to record this shameful transaction and then play it for Liu Ruyan so she could see her handsome man for what kind of person he really was. But I didn't follow his script. I wasn't even interested in saying another word. This made him completely furious. This Fang Yuan is the illegitimate son of the Fang family, the supermarket tycoon. He and Liu Ruyan's brother, Liu Tian, are like brothers. He also likes Liu Ruyan. Unfortunately, over the years, Liu Ruyan's heart has only been set on me. She never paid him any attention. The gossip news was still spreading everywhere, all talking about the Lin family's bankruptcy. My phone received a lot of harassing messages and calls. After that, I put it on silent mode and stopped answering calls. When Xiaohui brought me the bird's nest soup, I was leaning against the headboard reading a book. "Brother Lin Feng." Xiaohui put down the bird's nest soup. She accidentally glanced at my phone on the table, and she looked angry. "These disgusting women have sent you so many trashy messages. How shameless. It's all right. I don't pay attention to these things." Xiaohui continued to complain. "And that Miss Liu too. Didn't she say she loved you to death and that she couldn't live without you?" Now the Lin family has been in trouble for over a week. The news is in the papers every day, and yet she's been completely silent? Could it be that all her past love for you was just empty words? Even if it was her parents' and brother's idea, she's still a member of the Liu family, isn't she? If she really loves you, she should have overcome all objections and given you an explanation. "It's okay, Xiaohui. Since I've already decided to break off the engagement, her attitude no longer matters." I picked up the bowl of bird's nest soup, my voice indifferent. Xiaohui was stunned. "Brother Lin Feng, are you really breaking it off?" "What else?" I looked at Xiaohui. "I thought you were just trying to scare the Liu family. Even you think that way about the Liu family, so others must think the same," I said, then took a small sip of bird's nest soup. "Xiaohui, you know Miss Liu pursued me for 7 years and you two were engaged for half a year. Do you want to move out and live with me?" I suddenly changed the subject, dodging the question. "Move where?" Xiaohui asked blankly. "Xiaohui is different from the other maids in the house. She is the one I brought back from Jiangnan. That year, my grandmother was seriously ill and passed away not long after. I was not yet an adult at that time, so the family brought me back to Nancheng. My only request to my parents was to bring Xiaohui with me. Xiaohui was the little girl my grandmother and I adopted from the orphanage. no father, no mother. After I break off the engagement, it will surely displease the family. Given the current situation, it will be hard to keep this mansion. My brother won't tolerate me anymore either. I'll be moving out soon. Will you come with me? Of course I'll go with you, brother Lin Feng. How can you go out alone? Don't worry, I will definitely follow and take care of you. Hearing Xiao Hui say that, I nodded. But brother Lin Feng, are you really going to go this far? Actually, even if the Liu family doesn't help the Lin family, if you two get married, Miss Liu wouldn't treat you poorly. Relying solely on a woman and placing expectations on a woman is the most foolish choice a man can make. Liu Ruyan was a little drunk. She pushed away the handsome men who wanted to take advantage of her and went to the restroom alone, trying to calm herself down. Although she had drunk quite a bit, her heart was still in immense pain. I was the only one on her mind. Her family was probably really doing it for her, to save her face. But intentionally being cold to me, this in itself was a huge test for her. For the past 7 years, she had stopped caring about what others thought. They called her a stalker. All she did was just to see me and be with me. Finally, she couldn't hold back any longer. She took out her phone and sent me a WeChat message. Lin Feng, I miss you so much. Don't listen to what my brother says. He's just trying to put you in your place. As long as we get married, I will protect you for the rest of my life. Be good, Lin Feng. Just pretend to agree to my brother's conditions for now. After we get married, we'll move out. We won't live with them anymore. You don't have to follow those rules. Lin Feng, I love you so much. After sending the message, Liu Ruyan waited a long time but didn't receive any reply. She looked at the clock. It was already 1 a.m. He must be asleep by now. He'll probably reply tomorrow morning. Liu Ruyan thought that by secretly informing me, I would suffer less. But the truth is, I never suffered at all. Being able to use this opportunity to break off the engagement with the Liu family, isn't that a better option for me? When Liu Ruyan returned to the private room, her best friend Su Yu Wei mysteriously hugged her. Ruyan, I just heard some news. What news? I heard that someone from the Qin family secretly contacted your fiancé, wanting to jump in and take on the debt. When Su Yui mentioned the Qin family, Liu Ruyan's heart tightened. In all of Namthan, there was only one Qin family, a figure at the top of the social pyramid. The Qin family's prominence was far beyond the Liu family's reach. But the Qin family was always low-key, rarely interacting closely with anyone. Where did you hear this? Liu Ruyan frowned. I just saw someone send it in the group chat. There's a recording, have a listen. Liu Ruyan took out her phone, found the recording in the group. In reality, this recording had been baselessly cut and edited by Fang Yuan. Playing the recording. Liu Ruyan won't help you. I will. If you agree to be my boyfriend, I'll put up these tens of billions. Who on earth are you? I am Qin Mengyao. The recording ended there. The rest wasn't played. After listening, Liu Ruyan's expression immediately darkened. It seems quite a few people are eyeing your fiancé. What should we do? Do you want to think of a way to make it a done deal with him? I have this drug. Men who take it become very obedient and cooperative. Before Su Yue could finish her sentence, Liu Ruyan stood up angrily and left. No one expected that. At 1 a.m., Liu Ruyan would appear in front of the Qin family's villa. If others mentioned Qin Mengyao, they might think it was unreliable, just for fun, but only Liu Ruyan knew that Qin Mengyao really knew me. Moreover, she did that thing behind my back then. The name Qin Mengyao was enough to make Liu Ruyan feel extremely insecure. Taking advantage of being drunk, she stormed straight to the Qin family's home. Qin Mengyao, come out. I have something to ask you directly. She dialed Qin Mengyao's phone number. More than 10 minutes later, a person walked out of the Qin family's villa, a slender figure. She was even wearing a bathrobe. But even so, it couldn't hide, a face that would make any man fall in love at first sight. Seeing this face, Liu Ruyan became even angrier. What is it? Qin Mengyao crossed her arms. She glanced at the drunk woman before her. Qin Mengyao, you called my fiancé and said those things. What do you mean by that? Are you trying to steal my man? Qin Mengyao raised an eyebrow. She clearly didn't know about the existence of that recording. But she knew about the recent news of the Lin family's bankruptcy and the Liu family's non-committal stance. She knew it all. After all, this matter had caused a huge stir. Don't tell me you don't know, okay? Liu Ruyan found Qin Mengyao's expression a little strange. I really don't know. Still playing dumb? Here, have a listen. Liu Ruyan took out her phone and selected the recording Su Yui had just given her, playing it on speaker. In the quiet night, the sound was extremely clear. Liu Ruyan won't help you, I will. If you agree to be my boyfriend, I'll put up these tens of billions. Who on earth are you? Who on earth are you? I am Qin Mengyao. Say what you will, this voice really did sound a bit like Qin Mengyao's. The person behind this had put in a lot of effort, but if one listened carefully and spoke face-to-face with Qin Mengyao, one would know that her voice, no matter how one tried to imitate it, wasn't the same. It could only fool people who didn't know her. After Qin Mengyao finished listening, she was silent for a few seconds. She glanced casually at Liu Ruyan. It wasn't me. Although Liu Ruyan was drunk, she wasn't stupid. With Qin Mengyao's status, she wouldn't do something and not dare to admit it. Moreover, while listening just now, she suddenly realized the recording sounded a bit fake, especially when facing the real person. But what probably angered Liu Ruyan was my voice in the recording. For years, anything related to me would make her flustered. The atmosphere had become a little awkward, but Liu Ruyan couldn't bring herself to apologize. After all, both sides were top-tier elites, even if the Liu family was quite a bit inferior to the Qin family. If it wasn't you, then it's nothing. But I still want to warn you about one thing. Lin Feng is my fiancé, and our two families have already discussed the marriage. Tio Qin, you better not set your sights on him. Liu Ruyan's words still carried a hint of threat. It was probably because she was drunk. If she were sober, she probably wouldn't dare say such things to offend this person. But Qin Mengyao showed no expression. She didn't feel offended either. She lazily and sleepily asked in return, "Can you really get married?" Liu Ruyan frowned. "What do you mean by that?" "Nothing much. Just a friendly reminder to Miss Liu. When things are about to succeed, if you go around announcing it everywhere like this, I'm afraid it will damage your good fortune. Damaged fortune naturally leads to trouble. I thank you for that. But there won't be any changes. I have been by Lin Feng's side for 7 years. 6 months ago, he also agreed to our engagement. He is the person I will cherish for a lifetime, and there will be no changes whatsoever." After saying that, Liu Ruyan left in a huff. This person is so strange. She came here drunk to cause a scene, and in the end, she left in a huff by herself. Sometimes, Qin Mengyao couldn't understand how someone like me got involved with this guy. Is he worthy? On the way back to the villa, Qin Mengyao was no longer sleepy. In her mind, she kept replaying, my voice from the recording just now. Namthan wasn't actually that big, but after she returned to the country, she had never run into me. Not even once. The last time they met was 7 years ago. My voice was still as cold as it was back then, but within that coldness, there were hints of calmness and composure. A person like me would probably never have his emotions stirred by anything, right? This recording was clearly made intentionally by someone. The purpose was very simple. Of course, it wasn't to smear her. After all, in Namthan, not many people would dare to offend the Qin family. The person behind it probably wanted to use this recording to smear me, then intentionally let Liu Ruyan hear it, taking advantage of the Lin family's bankruptcy now and the Liu family's ambiguous attitude. It was truly a good move. It's just that it gave her the opportunity to interact with me again. Thinking of this, Qin Mengyao's lips curved into a slight smile. She looked up at the starry sky. Tomorrow will probably be another beautiful day. Early the next morning, I had just woken up. As I turned on my phone to check the time, I saw that someone had sent a Vex friend request. The strange thing was, the person added me via my QQ account. I hadn't used my QQ account in a long time. I only added a few elementary and middle school classmates when I was studying in Jiangnan, but I gradually lost contact with them after returning to Namthan. After that, I only added one person because of what happened that year. Could that person be her? With a flicker of emotion, I opened the confirmation message. There were only 5 words on it. Simple and clear. I am Qin Mengyao. It really was her. I don't know why, but for 7 years I haven't seen this person. I often see news about her in Namthan, but I never thought that I and that person would ever cross paths. Could it be because of yesterday's recording? I am very smart. I immediately thought of this, but that voice was clearly not Qin Mengyao's. I'm not someone who easily adds friends on VX. To this day, my VX contact list has no more than 10 people. But I hesitated for a moment and still accepted. Qin Mengyao's profile picture was very simple. It was just a majestic snow-capped mountain. Her display name was also her real name, Qin Mengyao. I thought this time it probably wasn't a fake, because the only person who could add me via QQ was this QQ friend of hers. After successfully confirming, I got up to wash my face. Because I thought it was only a little after 6 a.m., that person was probably still asleep. Or she was awake but busy. Who would have thought that when I finished washing my face and came back, that person had already sent a Vax message? It was even a 4-second voice message. I was stunned for a moment. For someone like me who's a bit of a social recluse, it was truly a bit overwhelming. I wasn't even prepared for what to say to her. It probably took another 10 minutes or so before I clicked on this voice message. Sorry for bothering you so early. Qin Mengyao's voice was very pleasant, no longer like the girl from years ago. Her voice was cold but had its own charm. And her tone was very moderate. It didn't make me feel she was arrogant. It was as if an old friend I hadn't seen in years had come to check on me. I had a strange feeling in my heart. But I'm not used to using voice messages, so I typed a reply directly. It's fine. I just woke up too. Qin Mengyao continued to send voice messages. I've heard yesterday's recording. Liu Ruyan has heard it too. She came to see me. I was silent for a few seconds. I typed a reply. I know it wasn't you. Another voice message arrived. Although it wasn't me, it was still someone with malicious intent, using me to intentionally smear you. I think it was probably to drive a wedge between you and Liu Ruyan. I remained silent, because I didn't know how to reply, mainly because I wasn't very familiar with this person. It wouldn't be appropriate to say too much. Seeing I didn't respond, Qin Mengyao sent another voice message. Do you need me to investigate this matter? After all, this matter involves me too. Qin Mengyao's way of speaking was carefully calculated, because she knew that if she said, "I'll help you investigate," I would definitely refuse. My personality is not one to readily accept help from others, but if she said she was also involved, I probably wouldn't refuse her, so I continued to type. "Can we wait a bit? I have something important to do today. Can we talk after I've handled it?" Qin Mengyao's heart skipped a beat. The first thing she thought of was him bowing down to the Liu family. The two families were about to finalize the marriage. After so many years, they had finally met again, and she had this chance to talk to me. She really didn't want it to end here. On impulse, she almost blurted out, "Can you not marry Liu Ruyan?" But in the end, Qin Mengyao managed to suppress her rising emotions. She only replied politely with a single "okay. You'll wait for you to handle it." I didn't reply anymore. Qin Mengyao was restless all morning. She was listless during the company's morning meeting. Until the meeting ended, at 10:30, she walked out of the meeting room, frustrated. Her assistant approached, saying very curiously, "Chairman, there's big news." Just 3 minutes ago, the third young master of the Lin family personally posted on social media, calling off the engagement with the Liu family. Oh my god, the news is exploding all over the country now. The Liu family must be stunned. It looks like they were unilaterally broken up with. Qin Mengyao froze for a moment. This unexpected joy made her heart skip a beat. She took out her phone and opened the news interface. As expected, the top headline, "Lin family on the verge of bankruptcy, Liu family's attitude unpredictable, Lin family's third young master angrily calls off engagement." I personally posted on social media calling off the engagement with the Liu family. For Qin Mengyao, this was an unexpected joy. But for me, this matter had long been carefully considered. I even registered a new social media account just to post this. In the end, I chose a national platform with a large user base. My account also uses my real name. The response is as follows. Regarding the recent, increasingly baseless rumors circulating about the Lin family and the Liu family, although I don't like too much attention, this matter concerns me personally. After some thought, I felt I should respond. Miss Liu Ruyan and I have already called off the engagement in front of our elders. The gifts given after the engagement have also been returned. Everyone can stop with the wild speculation. There was no unpleasant quarrel. The two families remain on friendly terms. As for the reason for the breakup, I believe this is a private matter and I don't need to explain much. The story has ended. Memories and appreciation. Fate has run its course. Wishing for a better future. Liu Ruyan's account was tagged at the end. This post instantly became shocking news, climbing to the #1 trending spot. Gossiping netizens flocked to watch the drama unfold. In just half an hour, the number of followers directly exceeded 1 million. The comment section had up to 100,000 heated discussions. After posting, I didn't log back into the account. I knew this post would cause a huge stir, but things couldn't just drag on like this. Bowing to the Liu family was impossible. The conditions that Liu Tian proposed, I couldn't accept a single one. At the same time, I didn't have the energy to get entangled with the Liu family. Continuing to argue. Although Liu Ruyan wanted to help, she wasn't the spokesperson for the Liu family yet, so it was useless. My personality is one that never wants to control others, and I never let others control me. Therefore, the words I said at the private club that day were my final and clearest thoughts. Liu Ruyan was woken up from her drunken stupor by her phone. Her group of best friends, afraid there wasn't enough chaos in the world after waking Liu Ruyan up, saw that I had unilaterally announced the cancellation of the engagement. She was completely stunned. She hurriedly called me. No one answered. In a panic, she started composing a vex message. "Lin Feng, what happened? Is that really you? Is there something we can't discuss? Are you angry? Be good. Delete that post quickly. Let's meet and talk." I replied, "There's no need to meet and talk anymore. I made things very clear that day." "Lin Feng, that was my brother's idea." "Really? It wasn't my idea. I won't ignore you. This amount of money is insignificant." I asked her in return, "If it's insignificant, then why were you silent for a whole week?" Liu Ruyan was at a loss for words. Of course, it was instigated by her brother, who told her to make me wait and be controlled. But she couldn't say these words directly. "Lin Feng, listen to me. I'll go find my dad right now. Please don't be angry, okay?" Liu Ruyan was no longer sleepy. She quickly washed her face and went to the company, storming directly into the CEO's office. Coincidentally, her brother Liu Tian was also there. "Ruyan, just in time. Look at how this man has put you on a pedestal. He's even imitating celebrities by issuing a press release. It's ridiculously funny. Let me tell you, don't fall for it. This trick is called taking 1 step back to take 2 steps forward. It's just to control you better. He wants to control our family. Just bear with it. Just ignore him, believe me. Everyone in the Lin family won't be able to stand it and will come begging for forgiveness, including your parents-in-law." "Just shut up," Liu Ruyan was furious. "If you hadn't given such terrible advice, how would things have turned out like this? It's not like our family doesn't have money. Besides, the Lin family is just facing temporary difficulties. What's wrong with us helping them? Look what you've done. Now Lin Feng is angry and wants to break up with me. Are you happy now? Are you satisfied?" Liu Tian was so angry he lost his mind for a moment. He pointed at his sister. "Mom and Dad, look at your useless daughter. She only has eyes for men. Didn't he want to break up? Then just break up." "No, I can't lose Lin Feng." Liu Ruyan couldn't be bothered with her brother. She looked directly at her father. "Dad, Quickly call the Lin family. Just help them. Lin Feng and I absolutely cannot break up. Ruyan, if a man truly loves you, he wouldn't casually talk about breaking up, Chairman Liu said slowly. Although the demands your brother made were a bit harsh, they were completely negotiable. But I see that boy didn't even discuss it with us. He just issued a notice like that directly. He showed no regard for the Liu family's dignity. This really makes me have second thoughts. How about we just observe for a while longer? Before Liu Ruyan arrived, Liu Tian had been brainwashing his father for a long time. Therefore, Chairman Liu was now also dissatisfied with his future son-in-law. He always felt his daughter valued him too much. Dad, what do you mean? Liu Ruyan's heart jolted. You're just going to watch me break up, lose the person I love? You two are still young. It's good to give each other some time to cool down. Maybe when he thinks it through, he'll realize you're the one most suited for him. Liu Ruyan looked at her brother. Did you say something to Dad? It was Dad's decision. What does it have to do with me? Besides, it's the Lin family who's begging us now. Since they're begging, they should act like beggars. Taking our money, still wanting to be high and mighty? Dream on. Liu Tian had never liked the Lin family, mainly because of the good reputation of the three Lin brothers. While Liu Tian, who had ordinary looks, was always, compared to my eldest brother, Lin Hao. He was utterly disgusted by it. I can't be bothered to talk to you two. I'm going to find Lin Feng first. Liu Ruyan angrily left the company. She immediately drove her sports car, wishing she could fly straight to the Lin family's home. At this time, the Lin family home was also in chaos. After parking his car, Lin Hao went into the house to confront me. Are you crazy? Who told you to post that nonsense? Lin Hao looked at me, watering flowers in the small garden. He questioned me angrily. Get in here. Lin Hao's face was dark. He held the keys to a Cullinan. The moment I posted the announcement, I was already prepared to face the storm. Having always had the image of a well-behaved man, making this decision behind everyone's back without a word was truly shocking. Lin Hao called me into the living room. After seeing the news, second brother Lin Yu also immediately drove home. For the Lin family at this moment, there was truly no way out. Their only hope was for the Liu family to invest and save them. But just when we should have been begging, had I gone mad? Not only did I not humble myself to beg, I directly announced the cancellation of the engagement and the breakup. Let's not even talk about whether it would anger the Liu family. This act alone nearly pushed the Lin family into a desperate situation. In front of our parents, eldest brother, and second brother, the Lin family held another family meeting. This felt like an interrogation. I sat alone on a neo-Chinese-style chair, facing the questioning of my family. Speak, what are you thinking? You don't have to hide it from us. Lin Hao tried to suppress his anger. Are you doing this to force the Liu family to take the initiative and seek peace? Even now, Lin Hao still thinks I'm just throwing a tantrum, or even a tactic of retreating to advance, to control the Liu family. I shook my head. No, I just want to break off the engagement. Why? I already said it that day. Liu Ruyan and I are not compatible. Then why didn't you say so before? You didn't say you were incompatible when you got engaged half a year ago, Lin Hao retorted angrily. I answered calmly. Half a year ago, the Lin family wasn't bankrupt. Isn't there a saying that true feelings are revealed in times of hardship? The news of my family's bankruptcy has been out for a week. The Liu family still hasn't made a move. Don't you all see that something is wrong? Second brother Lin Yu hurriedly tried to placate me. Third brother, don't overthink it. The Liu family has always been very cautious. Perhaps they're just observing for now. Besides, I don't think the Liu family would just stand by and not help. Liu Ruyan loves you so much, she will definitely step in. It's just that they probably hope we'll take the initiative to beg them. After all, our family is the one in trouble right now. Third brother, if you can't bring yourself to swallow your pride, eldest brother and I will go for you. Lin Yu is very good at analyzing pros and cons. He doesn't want to offend the Liu family in the slightest, but he also knows him stubborn. Second brother, you and eldest brother go beg them. I have no opinion on that. But I can't marry Liu Ruyan. If they are willing to help us, that would be great, of course. But my marriage cannot be a condition. After I said these words, Lin Hao's expression changed instantly and he stood up. He pointed at me and cursed. Look at his face. He's acting as if our family's bankruptcy has nothing to do with him. Lin Feng, let me tell you, if the Liu family doesn't help this time, and all our family assets are sold off, you'll never live the life of a young master again. You better think this through carefully. I have thought it through. Being an ordinary person isn't so bad. My voice was faint. Third brother, don't be impulsive. You won't find another person in this world who is better to you than Liu Ruyan. You must cherish her. Lin Yu was still trying to persuade me. The Liu family was indeed inconsiderate this time, but in the end, we are the ones asking for help. There's no shame in us humbling ourselves. Mother also said worriedly, before you made that announcement, why didn't you discuss it with us? Mom, my marriage is my business. Feelings are also a matter between two people. I don't want to involve the two families. Mom, listen to what your son is saying. Lin Hao laughed coldly. He's even a vegetarian who chants Buddhist scriptures every day. How compassionate he is. Why does he ignore the family business? Watching it die without lifting a finger. I wasn't provoked by my eldest brother's words. Instead, I replied calmly, my vegetarianism and scripture chanting are for my own spiritual cultivation. It's not to help you turn your business around at a critical moment. The bodhisattva cannot satisfy your greed and ambition. As the CEO of the Lin family, losing the bet is your fault. I have no reason to pay the price for your mistake. Fine, very good. All right, you want to be tough, right? Then tomorrow you'll sell off all the family assets to pay off the debt. Everyone, let's disperse. Every man for himself. Lin Hao was trembling with anger. You're so noble, so sanctimonious. You're as lofty as a chrysanthemum. You'd better keep up this image. Don't come running back in 2 days because you can't stand a hard life. Running back here. Or go crying to Liu Ruyan. At that time, don't say I look down on you even more. Eldest brother's words were too harsh. Mother hurriedly comforted her eldest son, Lin Hao. Don't be angry. Lin Feng is probably still angry. Mom, I'm not angry. I've thought things through very clearly. I looked up at everyone. As for what eldest brother said about me moving out of the house, I agree, but on one condition, I said slowly. Not a single penny to your name. Eldest brother thought I was about to ask for money. He immediately sneered. After all, you're the only one in the family who graduated from university. You don't have a job, and our parents don't have money for you, since you're so tough. Then you should be independent and self-reliant. I glanced at my eldest brother and said, my only condition is to take Xiao Hui with me. Hearing that I wanted to take Xiao Hui, eldest brother became even angrier. He directly swept the fruit platter on the coffee table to the floor. Fine, take her. But you must remember, from now on, you pay Xiao Hui's salary yourself. The family won't help you with anything anymore, since you refuse to humble yourself before the Liu family for our family's sake. Then don't expect anything from the family in the future. I nodded. Lin Feng, eldest brother, everyone please calm down. What is all this? Second brother was getting anxious, but eldest brother has always had a strong personality. He couldn't stand my attitude anymore. He directly forced the issue. Very well, then you can move out right now. Take your Xiao Hui with you. Tomorrow we'll have someone come to repossess the house. Oh right, you. After you move out, don't forget to give our parents 10,000 yuan a month for living expenses, because they are the parents of all three of us, not just mine. I nodded in agreement to everything. Lin Hao, dad in his wheelchair, wanted to say something, but since his stroke, his reactions have always been slow. Dad, tomorrow you and Mom move in with me, eldest brother said decisively. The worst-case scenario is that we'll rebuild our careers, but from now on, our family will absolutely not raise an ungrateful wolf. After saying that, eldest brother shot me a fierce glare. I silently stood up, preparing to go upstairs to pack my things. At noon, I simply packed a few bags. Then, with Xiao Hui, I took a taxi and left the house. Meanwhile, at the headquarters of Tianyu Group, Qin Mengyao finished discussing business with a client. She stepped out of the private room. Her assistant hurried over to open the car door. What's the progress? Qin Mengyao got into her black Rolls-Royce Phantom. She picked up a handkerchief to wipe her hands. The progress of the Nancheng Resort project is very smooth. Now we're just waiting for the design plans to be completed before we can start construction. Qin Mengyao glanced at her assistant. The assistant was stunned. Not that matter. Then could it be? The assistant asked tentatively. Boss, is it about the Liu and Lin families? Qin Mengyao said nothing. She rested her forehead on one hand. According to the boss's habit, saying nothing means yes. The assistant was secretly delighted. She quickly replied, There's been a development. I heard that after the third young master of the Lin family posted the announcement, he had a fight with his family. The person in charge of the Lin family now is the eldest young master, Lin Hao. Lin Hao has a strong personality. He was still counting on the Liu family to inject capital to overcome their difficulties. Now that the third young master has announced the engagement cancellation without a word, the Lin family has lost their only source of help. Get to the point. Qin Mengyao found her rambling. The point is that the third young master of the Lin family was kicked out by his eldest brother. I heard he only took a young maid with him. Qin Mengyao said nothing. She feigned calmness and looked at a document, but saying nothing meant yes. The assistant, delighted, immediately went to carry out her tasks. Meanwhile, Liu Ruyan drove to the Lin family's house. Hey Ruyan, you're here. Second brother, I forgot. Liu Ruyan still smelled faintly of alcohol. Third brother. For a moment, second brother didn't know what to say. I kicked him out of the house. Just then, eldest brother came down from upstairs. Liu Ruyan's face changed color. Big brother, why did you do that? Liu Ruyan opened her mouth. Suddenly, she didn't know what to say. Eldest brother glanced at Liu Ruyan and asked, What exactly does your family mean by this? What did you say to my third brother that day? That made him so determined to break off the engagement when he got home? Actually, eldest brother was just setting a trap for Liu Ruyan. My brother didn't know what was said that day, but after returning that day, it seemed I became even more resolute in my decision to break off the engagement. So my brother guessed that the Liu family had said something they shouldn't have, which made me angry. Of course, the most brilliant part of this move was to shift all the blame onto others, making Liu Ruyan feel guilty right away. And in fact, it worked. When eldest brother asked that, Liu Ruyan was very flustered. She didn't answer directly, but talked around the subject. My brother sometimes says things that are a bit harsh. His words can be a bit hard to hear, Perhaps it made Lin Feng unhappy, but my feelings for Lin Feng have never changed. You two have to believe me. What's the use of us believing you? Third brother is the one who decides. All right, you two can talk. I have things to do. Second brother couldn't be bothered to get involved in this. He didn't intend to keep arguing with Liu Ruyan, so he turned and left. After second brother left, eldest brother called Liu Ruyan aside privately. Ruyan, how many years have you known my third brother? Our family already sees you as one of our own. Today you have to tell me the truth. What exactly is your family's intention? Is it because you see our family as bankrupt, so you think we're no longer a good match? You want to find someone better? Liu Ruyan immediately shook her head in denial. That's not it, eldest brother. Our family has no intention of breaking the engagement. My parents also approve of Lin Feng. It's just that my brother feels that over the years. I haven't had a say in front of Lin Feng, so he wanted to take this opportunity. Liu Ruyan was too embarrassed to say the rest. Eldest brother immediately understood, raising his eyebrows and saying, "So you wanted to use this opportunity to manipulate him, right?" Liu Ruyan said nothing, but her expression was very flustered. "I can understand how you feel, but I advise you to know when to stop." Third brother's temper. I think you understand it better than we do. He probably won't like this approach. If it were me, I'd think it was going too far. That's why I came today to apologize to you all. Liu Ruyan was extremely frustrated. Third brother had a fight with us. He said some harsh things. I kicked him out, but I didn't really mean it. My original intention was to let him suffer a little. Eventually, when he can't take it anymore, hell come back. By then, hell be grateful to us, and hell be grateful to you too. Eldest brother patted her shoulder. My advice is, don't rush to apologize to him first. He's already moved out. Just let him live on his own for a few days. When he's miserable, he'll naturally find a way to come back. But Liu Ruyan couldn't bear it. Just the thought of him being out there alone made her heartache. You don't need to worry. He left with Xiaohui. Xiaohui has taken care of him for so many years. There won't be any problems. Besides, as far as I know, he has over 100,000 in his bank card. That's the gift money he's saved up over the years. He doesn't usually spend much, and he doesn't have any major expenses. He doesn't have a credit card either. Eldest brother said faintly. But this is actually beneficial. Once the 100,000 or so is spent, he'll come back. At that time, you two should get married as planned and live your lives. But will he forgive me? Liu Ruyan was still a little worried. Eldest brother smiled reassuringly. Why wouldn't he forgive you? You didn't cheat, fool around, or get involved with someone else. You haven't made any serious mistakes like that. What reason would he have not to forgive you? Besides, you've known each other for so many years, other than you. Who else could treat him so well? Liu Ruyan thought this made sense. She believed that in the past 7 years, her treatment of him was so good that no one could compare, not even his own family. All right then, eldest brother. He'll listen to you. For now, let's just let him cool down. But a week at most. After a week, whether he can stand it or not, I will go get him. Eldest brother nodded. Don't worry. You don't need to worry about the financial issues. There's no problem on my father's side. Once the marriage is settled, he will transfer the money immediately. My father has already asked someone to pick an auspicious date. My mother has also hired a designer to design our formal wear. Liu Ruyan directly told him the truth. After hearing this, eldest brother felt even more at ease. He smiled happily. We'll all be one family sooner or later anyway. This is no longer a problem. After leaving the Lin family's house, Liu Ruyan was still worried. She sat in her car and gave instructions over the phone. Help me check all the 5-star hotels in Nanchang, the list of registered guests. See which hotel has the name Lin Feng. Wait, check the 4-star hotels as well. Don't miss any. She was still uneasy. She wanted to know where I was, so she could send people to secretly protect me. I haven't traveled much these past few years. Liu Ruyan was genuinely worried that I wasn't used to living independently. All the big and small 5-star and 4-star hotels in the city, there are more than 80 of them. But 3 hours passed, and there was still no news. Don't worry, CEO Liu. Perhaps Mr. Lin hasn't checked in yet. It's not even dark yet. Her secretary comforted her gently. Keep an eye on it for me. If there's any news, let me know immediately. Liu Ruyan was still anxious. The truth is, I wasn't staying in any hotel. I had found a guest house online, a very discreet and ordinary kind, right in a residential area. Moreover, I was careful enough to use Xiaohui's ID card to check in. The apartment had 2 bedrooms and 1 living room. The decoration was quite cozy, clean and tidy. It's just that because it wasn't in a bustling central area. It was a bit remote. Brother Feng, why aren't we staying in a hotel? Although the environment here is nice, the location is too remote. Xiaohui grumbled as she cleaned. It's good to be in a quiet place. I don't like noise, I replied. Meanwhile, Qin Mengyao's assistant was more useful than Liu Ruyan's secretary. She proudly brought a document to her boss. Boss, I found Mr. Lin's whereabouts. He isn't staying in any hotel. Instead, he found a guest house, and he even used the maid's ID card to check in. Quite clever. Qin Mengyao smiled, her eyes twinkling. Boss, should I arrange for you to meet Mr. Lin? Qin Mengyao gave her a sharp glare. Are you making decisions for me? I wouldn't dare. I wouldn't dare. The terrified assistant immediately fell silent. That night, Liu Ruyan was invited out for drinks by some bad friends. Those people knew she was in a bad mood, but they still forced her to drink. They drank until midnight. This time, her male secretary came to pick her up personally. It's just that the male secretary didn't take Liu Ruyan home, but took her straight to a hotel. At 5 in the morning, an ambiguous photo of Liu Ruyan and her male secretary immediately made the front page of all the newspapers. It shot to the top of the search rankings. When Liu Ruyan woke up, she was completely stunned. CEO Liu, you were drunk last night. You couldn't even stand steadily. But I didn't know there was a hidden camera here. I'm sorry. I'm truly sorry. The male secretary, Kai-kun, cried until his eyes were red. Liu Ruyan felt like her head was about to explode. How was she going to explain this to Lin Feng? Taking advantage of the moment Liu Ruyan was still dazed, Kai-kun approached her again. CEO Liu, it's all my fault. I've wronged you. Liu Ruyan was annoyed. She roughly pushed Kai-kun away with her hand. Get lost, don't touch me. At this moment, Liu Ruyan just wanted to die. She had liked Lin Feng since she was a young girl. For so many years, she had never looked at another man. Now, the purity she had preserved for so many years had vanished like smoke. About last night, she actually couldn't remember the details clearly, but now that the photos were all over the news, it was too late to hide it, and explaining was useless. CEO Liu, Kai-kun, a bit unwilling to give up, continued to cry. Get out! Get out now! Liu Ruyan flew into a rage. She directly grabbed an ashtray and threw it at Kai-kun. Kai-kun could have clearly dodged it, but in the end, he didn't. He closed his eyes and took the full blow. This way, the Liu family would have to give him an explanation. Liu Ruyan immediately took out her phone to call me. It couldn't connect. She hurriedly typed a WeChat message. Lin Feng, it's not what you see. Someone framed me. But the sent message showed that the recipient had rejected it. Liu Ruyan was completely stunned. She had been blocked. For so many years. We had never argued. He couldn't even bear to raise his voice at me. I am not the type of person who blocks people out of anger. This action sent a chill through Liu Ruyan's heart. She thought that I had seen the news, and had done this out of anger. But the truth is, the moment I moved out of the Lin family villa, I had already blocked Liu Ruyan. I only kept the WeChat contacts of my mother and 2 brothers. Oh, right. And then there was also Qin Mengyao, who suddenly appeared. My old high school classmate. Her phone couldn't get through. Her WeChat was also blocked. She hastily got dressed, intending to go to the Lin family's house to explain. But she was called home first by her eldest brother. Ruyan, what's this news about? Father is furious. Our family's stock price keeps falling. What are you playing at? Are you getting revenge on me? Why would you go this far? Liu Tian's voice was full of accusation. Let's talk when you get home. Liu Ruyan didn't have time to explain this to her eldest brother right now. While driving home, her friend called Liu Ruyan again. What exactly happened last night? It was the same as always. You got drunk at my place. At first I called your driver to pick you up, but your driver's child had a fever at the hospital last night, so he said to have your secretary pick you up. I told your secretary that you were drunk, and that he had to take good care of you. I don't know what happened after that, Liu Ruyan said angrily. Liu Tian, you better hope I don't find out you had a hand in this. What the hell? What are you talking about? We've been best friends for so many years. You don't suspect your little secretary, yet you suspect me? Liu Ruyan's face darkened. She hung up the phone directly. She wished she could take a regret pill right now, regretting why she got drunk, why she caused such a mess. After returning to the Liu family home, old Liu slammed the table in anger. Liu Ruyan's knees went weak. She knelt down directly, kneeling obediently. It's a waste that for all these years everyone has praised you for being sensible, for having self-control and not messing around. Why are you so muddle-headed now? Ruyan, what exactly is going on between you and Secretary Kai? Madame Liu also frowned and questioned her. From her mother's words, one could hear that everyone in the family now suspected her. And she and Kai-kun have been involved for a long time. How terrible. If his whole family thinks so, then Lin Feng's side might think so too. Liu Ruyan hurriedly explained, Mom, Dad, I swear that Secretary Ki and I have nothing going on. Not before, and not in the future either. I was set up. Otherwise, how could there be such a coincidence? We went to the hotel, and someone secretly took photos at the hotel. Moreover, the news spread so quickly. This doesn't seem like a coincidence, but more like a conspiracy. Someone plotted against me. After hearing this, Mrs. Liu looked at her husband. Our daughter makes sense. Ruyan is not the type to cause trouble. Her feelings for Lin Feng all these years, our whole family knows about it. There must be something more to this story. We must investigate this thoroughly for Dad when we get home. I beg you, Dad, to help the Lin family. Don't continue to control them. I already feel so guilty towards Lin Feng. I can't lose him. This was the first time Liu Ruyan had humbled herself like this, not talking back to her father but instead begging desperately. In contrast, Liu Tian sneered. Even if this happened, the Lin family can't do anything about it. They have no other choice. What's your rush? Shut up. Like a madwoman, Liu Ruyan turned to glare at her brother. If it weren't for this brother instigating the family to control Lin Feng, then as soon as the Lin family got into trouble, they would have helped. How could things have come to this? Just because of that one moment of hesitation, I was taken advantage of and plotted against. At this point, Liu Ruyan was already very dissatisfied with her brother. You're the one in the news. You're the one causing a scandal with the secretary. What are you yelling at me for? Liu Tian rolled his eyes. Provoked by those words, Liu Ruyan stood up, intending to hit her brother. She was held back tightly by Mrs. Liu. You two, stop arguing. The urgent matter now is how to resolve this crisis. Mrs. Liu sighed. Dad, if I marry Lin Feng, this matter can be overlooked. Please help them immediately. Liu Ruyan once again begged her father. Besides, I was the one at fault this time, so the dowry must be doubled. We must show our sincerity. Liu Tian laughed coldly. Does he deserve a double dowry? The Lin family has gone bankrupt and become poor. They are poor people now. Lin Hao has already sold the Lin family's villa, and you still want to double it. You're really overestimating them. But then again, you can't blame Ruyan for this, right? Hasn't Lin Feng already posted on social media that they've broken up and called off the engagement? Since they've already broken up, Ruyan and that male secretary, one unmarried woman, one unmarried man, even if something happened, at most, they're just moving on quickly. How can you call it cheating? Dad, I advise you to calm down. There's absolutely no need for a double dowry. He's the one begging to marry our Ruyan. The Lin family status now is like that of commoners. If we don't help, they won't survive. Whether Ruyan made a mistake or not, Lin Feng will come to propose on his own. What are you all worried about? Liu Tian was still certain that the Lin family had no way out, thinking he had the whole situation under control. Liu Ruyan was furious to the point of madness, her eyes red as she spoke frantically. I'll make it clear right here today. If you don't agree with me this time, then tomorrow I will become a nun and never marry for the rest of my life, all right? Are you satisfied now? I just really like Lin Feng. Why do you two keep pressuring me like this? How dare you threaten me? Mr. Liu frowned even more. You were the one who made the mistake, yet you make the family bear the consequences, and you still act so arrogant? Is this how you talk to your father? I don't care, I must marry Lin Feng. Without him, my life is meaningless, Liu Ruyan said harshly. She didn't want to hear her brother's nonsense anymore. Those words about controlling and abandoning the Lin family. She just wanted to marry Lin Feng, live with him and have his children. This had been her wish since she was young. After a while of struggling, Mr. Liu finally softened and gave in out of love for his daughter. The dowry can be doubled. We can give the Lin family some face. After all, she's the only daughter I have. The wedding can also be held lavishly, but I have one condition. We want half the shares of the Lin family's assets. They don't need to pay back the money, but we must have control over their family's future plans. I don't really trust the current head of the Lin family. If he bankrupts the company again in the future, are we supposed to clean up the Lin family's mess 100 times? But Dad, Liu Ruyan wanted to say more, but Mr. Liu had already turned his back. If this condition isn't met, then don't even talk about the wedding. Ruyan, your father's request isn't unreasonable. You've gotten everything you wanted. It's just about investing in the Lin family, to be honest. It's all for your future. The one in charge of the Lin family now isn't Lin Feng, but that scheming older brother, Lin Hao. Your father is doing this for your own good. Mrs. Liu gently comforted her. Liu Ruyan finally calmed down a little. She stood up and went out, planning to find Lin Hao to talk. Liu Tian wanted to make another sarcastic remark, but faced with his sister's murderous glare, he ultimately didn't dare to speak. Actually, Liu Ruyan wasn't blaming him unjustly. If he hadn't interfered, when the Lin family went bankrupt before, the Liu family would have helped immediately, and everything would have been settled. Who knows, they might have already finished their wedding photos by now. On the other side, Qin Mengyao of Tianyu Group started. The morning meeting in a very good mood. All the senior executives could see it. The boss was in a particularly good mood today. As for why she was happy, they didn't know and didn't dare to ask. After the meeting, Qin Mengyao returned to her office to review documents. The TV across from her was showing the news. Still broadcasting news about Liu Ruyan, according to our station's latest news regarding the Liu family heiress and the male secretary's scandalous bed photos incident. The Liu family has not yet issued a response. Our reporter tried to contact the male secretary, Kai Kun, but his phone went unanswered. As for the third young master of the Lin family, Liu Ruyan's former fiancé, there has been no response either. It is unknown whether because of this event, the Lin and Liu families will completely fall out. However, we also have a rumor. It's said that the Yang family has also started contacting the Lin family. I wonder if the young lady of the Yang family has developed feelings for the third young master of the Lin family. After all, the third young master of the Lin family is rumored to be a rare, handsome man. To find out what happens next, please continue to follow our station's news reports. Qin Mengyao closed the document in her hand. She looked up and out the large glass window. A contemptuous smile appeared on her lips. The Yang family is worthy? The Yang family's reputation is also terrible, even worse than Liu Ruyan, President Qin. There's still no response from the third young master of the Lin family side. He hasn't even stepped out of the house once. Only the little maid went out to buy food twice. No one from the Lin family has visited him either, the assistant reported in a low voice. Qin Mengyao was silent. Her fingers tapped lightly on the desk. She felt a bit of pity, but she can't go looking for me right now. She has to give me time to sort out this mess. I wonder how Lin Feng will react when he sees the news about Liu Ruyan. Will he be heartbroken? Thinking of this, Qin Mengyao felt uneasy in her heart. Maybe it was because she had been thinking about me all morning. During her lunch break, Qin Mengyao had a strange dream. She dreamt of 7 years ago in high school and the scene of our first meeting. The news about Liu Ruyan was all over the place, but I was completely unaffected. In the 2-bedroom apartment, Xiao Hui and I were having lunch. Xiao Hui suddenly put down her chopsticks. With such big news about you, Lin Feng, didn't Miss Liu call to explain? I don't believe that right after she broke up with you, she would then get together with her male secretary. I don't believe she's that kind of person. I've already blocked her. My voice was very faint. There was no expression on my face. Brother Na, what if she kneels down herself and begs for your forgiveness? Xiao Hui asked again. She thinks simply. She probably will never understand what I'm thinking. I didn't want to elaborate either. Just a single phrase. We'll see when the time comes. Tactfully put the matter aside. On the other side, Liu Ruyan rushed to the company. She met my older brother. Because the Lin family villa had been auctioned off, my parents were also taken by my brother to live with him in his villa. As for my second brother, he has always had his own luxury apartment. He bought a house right after graduating from college. He has always been independent. The housemaids and drivers have also been temporarily laid off. If you're going to put on a show, you have to do it completely. In the Lin family's office building, my brother looked at the account books every day, feeling frustrated. He was always waiting for the Liu family to make a move. In his eyes, my marriage to Liu Ruyan was a sure thing, and there would be almost no mishaps. Especially after Liu Ruyan's scandal, the Lin family, on the contrary, went from a passive to an active position. The male secretary who made news with Liu Ruyan could not possibly be accepted by the Liu family. He was not a candidate for the Liu family's son-in-law at all. Therefore, my brother guessed that the Liu family desperately needed a PR campaign to overcome this crisis, and the best PR move would be none other than to hold a grand wedding to marry me, to silence the public opinion. So, when Liu Ruyan appeared, my brother was smug in his heart. Brother, have you seen the news? Liu Ruyan looked a bit haggard. Yes. I saw it. I didn't do it on purpose. I didn't expect it to turn out like this either. I know I was set up, but I don't know what third brother is thinking. My brother deliberately provoked her. As expected, Liu Ruyan became tense. Brother, how is Lin Feng reacting now? Is he furious? Haven't you contacted him? My brother asked probingly. The truth is, after I left home, I haven't contacted the Lin family either. I can't get in touch. He has blocked me. Liu Ruyan was very worried. My brother was silent for a few seconds. He leaned back in his boss's chair. Is that so? It seems he's really angry this time. That's right. No man can accept his fiancée sleeping with someone else. Brother, the secretary and I are truly innocent. I was drunk yesterday. I couldn't have done anything in that state. It was mainly that someone set me up and the photos were leaked. This really has a very bad impact. So what do you plan to do now? My brother asked directly. Of course, I have to coax Lin Feng back. Marry Lin Feng. Lin Feng is the only husband I've set my heart on for this lifetime. But what you did this time, my brother said, trailing off. I know this is my fault. I'm not making excuses for myself. Therefore, my family is willing to double the dowry. Hearing that the dowry would be doubled, my brother's eyes lit up, but he didn't show his joy on his face. Instead, he pretended to be in a difficult position and said, Well, you can try. Third brother's probably still angry right now. We don't know exactly what he's thinking. After all, he has already left home. As for Lin Feng, I will coax him back. But brother, there's one more thing. About my father lending money to the Lin family to get through this difficulty. You know about it. Tens of billions is not a small amount. Please pass a message to Uncle Bai. Tell him to rest assured. This money is not considered a donation. It's just a temporary capital turnover. Once the Lin family gets back on its feet, the tens of billions will be repaid in full. Even adding a little interest is not a problem. Please trust in my character, Uncle. Big brother, it's not that my father doesn't trust you, but there's a condition for this matter. Big brother Ao realized that the matter was not so simple. What condition? Go on, he said, looking at Liu Ruyan. Liu Ruyan knew it wasn't good to say this, but it was an absolute order from her old man. She didn't dare to disobey. My father's meaning is, this money doesn't need to be paid back. Big brother raised an eyebrow. He understood in his heart that the Liu family had its own agenda. As expected, Liu Ruyan continued to speak. My father's meaning is he wants to use this money to acquire 50% of the Lin family's shares. Tens of billions, 50% of the shares. The Liu family is truly greedy. Big brother gave a cold look at that moment. The Lin family is a family business. All the shares are in the hands of the Lin family members. Currently, the person holding the most shares is Big Brother. It could almost be said that he alone makes the decisions for this business. If an outsider had a say, the nature of it would be different. In the future, whether this company still belongs to me or not would be hard to say. Who could tolerate that? Besides that, is there any other way? Big Brother asked probingly. Liu Ruyan looked a bit troubled. She said nothing. Big Brother immediately understood. This Liu family is really terrible, making such a request at a time like this. How is that different from adding fuel to the fire? Big Brother asked. Does third brother know about this? Liu Ruyan nodded. My brother told Lin Feng a few things that day. Lin Feng didn't seem very happy. Never mind that he's not happy. Even I'm not very happy. Big Brother laughed coldly. Ruyan, is this your idea or your family's idea? Although it's my family's idea, I firmly disagree. But you also know my father. Big Brother, I know this is unfair to you. How about this? I promise you, after my father retires, I will return the shares to you. At that time, you just need to return the money. Is that okay? Big Brother looked at Liu Ruyan and asked, is this a verbal agreement? Liu Ruyan became even more flustered. Something like this can't be a verbal agreement. But it's not easy to sign a contract either. Signing a contract requires the company seal. The seal is in my father's hands. If it's discovered, the conflict between father and daughter will become even more intense. If you believe in my character, then let's consider it a verbal agreement. But Big Brother, rest assured, I will definitely keep my promise. The urgent matter at hand. You should still coax third brother to come back first. If third brother forgives you, everything will be easy to talk about. Big Brother started to change his tone, deliberately creating a sense of crisis for Liu Ruyan. As expected, Liu Ruyan was anxious. She stood up and asked, then I'll go right now. Where is Lin Feng? Give me his address. I'll go apologize to Lin Feng immediately. Even if I have to kowtow and apologize, it's fine. To be honest, we don't know where he is either. Liu Ruyan was stunned again. After third brother left home, he hasn't contacted us anymore. He's lost contact. Big Brother deliberately exaggerated. What do you mean, lost contact? Then why don't you call the police? How can we report something like this to the police? He's just angry with us, Big Brother said faintly. He's just deliberately not contacting us. Besides, third brother didn't leave alone. Xiao Hui is by his side taking care of him, so there won't be any problems. Why don't you find him yourself? As for your father's condition, I have to consider it carefully. Of course, Big Brother didn't want to accept it, but he couldn't say it was absolutely impossible. If in the end he couldn't raise capital from other sources and the only path left was the Liu family, then he would have to accept it. But the current situation was not yet the worst it could be. All right then, I'll go find Lin Feng first. Nothing else matters. Liu Ruyan no longer had the mind to continue negotiating with Big Brother. She stood up and left. Just as she was leaving the office, she happened to meet an acquaintance. To say they were acquaintances, in fact, they only knew each other by face. They didn't have any real connection. The children of officials and the children of the wealthy are two different worlds. Liu Ruyan was at the top of the wealthy circle, while Yang Na was a top figure in the officials' circle. In terms of power, she was even greater than the Liu family. Yang Na was not surprised to see Liu Ruyan. She chuckled. She even greeted her first. Hey, you're here too? What are you doing here? Seeing Yang Na here, Liu Ruyan had a bad feeling. Yang Na also smiled, speaking ambiguously. Just came to talk to President Lin. Want to come along? I'm not talking. You guys go ahead and talk. I have other things to do. Liu Ruyan coldly intended to leave. Miss Liu, your secretary has a nice body. When you're tired of him, lend him to me for a few days, okay? Faced with such blatant and provocative words, Liu Ruyan's face immediately turned cold. Miss Yang, you should joke less like that. I don't like it. After saying that, Liu Ruyan turned and walked away. Yang Na touched her nose and sneered softly. Who the hell do you think you are? Daring to say you don't like it? In the office, Big Brother nodded when he saw Yang Na. Please sit, Miss Yang. I don't like to beat around the bush. I'll get straight to the point, to avoid wasting each other's time. Yang Na said frankly. Miss Yang, please speak. I've taken a liking to Lin Feng. Big Brother was not surprised at all. To be honest, with my looks, let alone women, even men would be mesmerized. Yang Na is notoriously unrestrained in the circle of officials' children and has an extremely bad reputation. But her father is too powerful. His power reaches the heavens. It's said she also has an aunt in the capital city, and her uncle-in-law is also a famous figure. The capital your Lin family needs, our Yang family can provide, Yang Na said calmly. Miss Yang, are you acquainted with my third brother? Big Brother didn't answer directly. He was just curious. Such a low-key person who rarely goes out. How did Yang Na get to know him? We met once, but it was very impressive. His appearance suits my aesthetic taste. I've liked handsome boys since I was little. Yang Na smiled playfully. So that's how it is. Big Brother nodded. I saw in the news that you've had a falling out with the Liu family, right? Not exactly. Big Brother was a little embarrassed. Yang Na laughed loudly. Stop pretending. Liu Ruyan has already been fooling around with her secretary. Isn't this a disgrace to your family? Besides, I saw on Lin Feng's social media that he has publicly announced their breakup. Since they've broken up, I consider myself the most suitable person. Yang Na recommended herself, full of confidence. That may be so, and Miss Yang is sincere enough. But in the end, I'm not the one who decides this. Miss Yang, why don't you go ask my third brother? If my third brother agrees, our family will naturally have no objections. All right, where is he? I'll go find him right now. You'll have to try and find him yourself. My third brother is having a fit with us. He's already run away from home. As for where he is now, we don't know either. Miss Yang can look for him herself. Are you kidding me? Yang Na's smile faded. Her eyes carried a strong sense of aggression. Of course not. I'm seriously telling Miss Yang the truth. Fine, I'll find him myself. After saying that, Yang Na stood up and left. After Yang Na left, the eldest brother wearily rubbed his temples. Just as he was thinking about what to do next, his phone rang. Eldest brother answered the phone. He was completely stunned. The villa we just listed yesterday has been sold, but he didn't actually want to sell it. He just wanted to force him to give in, just to put on a show. So the Line family's villa was listed at a very high price. The market price is 90 million, but he listed it for 140 million. 50 million higher than the market price. Unexpectedly, a fool actually showed up. Do you know who bought it? Eldest brother asked in shock. President Lin, I've looked into it. The buyer is a tech company established 2 years ago. They work in artificial intelligence. The person who made the purchase was their company's legal representative. I couldn't meet the chairman. Are they from out of town? Unfamiliar with real estate prices? Eldest brother pressed. That's not clear. All right. Eldest brother was speechless, not knowing whether to be happy or sad. Mom and Dad have lived in this house for 10 years. They definitely didn't want to sell it. He originally planned to wait for this matter to blow over, then buy back the house and move back in. Who would have thought it would be bought by someone today? Meanwhile, at the headquarters of Tianyu Group, CEO Qin has successfully purchased the villa. It was bought under the name of the tech company. The company's legal representative has gone to sign the contract. The assistant reported. Qin Mengyao nodded. There's one more thing. This morning, Liu Ruyan met with Lin Hao, the eldest young master of the Lin family. Yang Na also went. Yang Na. Qin Mengyao frowned slightly. Yang Na, that scoundrel, has a terrible reputation in Nancheng. The terrible things she's done are countless. She really couldn't associate such a terrible person with the calm and otherworldly Lin Feng. Rumors outside say that Yang Na is also interested in the third young master of the Lin family, and also intends to form a marriage alliance. I don't know what conditions she discussed with Lin Hao. Qin Mengyao said coldly. Is she worthy? Right now, many people are looking for news about the third young master of the Lin family. Some are even using some illegal methods to find him. The location of the inn will probably be exposed soon. The assistant said this, then hesitated, not finishing her sentence. What a bunch of fools. Qin Mengyao stood up, her emotions clearly stirred. The assistant cautiously probed, President Qin, do we need to do anything? I was painting at the coffee table in the living room. Xiao Hui rubbed her stomach. Brother Lin Feng, what do you want to eat for lunch? I smiled. Go eat whatever you want. Xiao Hui looked at me. I don't want to cook today. I want to go out for rice noodles today. I saw a shop downstairs. I wonder if it's good. Hearing this, I slowly looked up. Xiao Hui, it's not suitable to reveal our whereabouts right now. If you go out and someone sees you, there will be trouble. So how long are we going to hide like this? Don't you want to see the master and madam? It won't be long. Xiao Hui didn't say anything more. She obediently nodded. Then I'll go cook some noodles. After finishing the last brushstroke, my Zalo started buzzing non-stop. I picked up my phone. There were many unread messages. Most of them were from eldest brother. Where are you? Why is your phone off? Have you seen the news? What on earth are you thinking? Ruyan came to see me today. The Liu family is willing to double the betrothal gifts. Can you stop causing trouble? You're not a child anymore. After thinking for a moment, I replied to eldest brother. Eldest brother, I'm not causing trouble. I'm serious about breaking off the engagement. I can't help with the company's problems. I also advise you not to pin all your hopes on the Liu family or on me. If a company's future has to be secured through marriage, then that company might as well not exist. Eldest brother was furious. What's so bad about Liu Ruyan? That made you suddenly do this. The photo in bed was clearly a scheme against her. The Liu family has already admitted they were wrong. What are you being so arrogant for? If you keep this up, then just stay out there and don't regret it. The conversation ended abruptly. I didn't reply anymore. As for Liu Ruyan, her calls wouldn't go through. She kept changing numbers to call, but still couldn't get through. Finally, she started using other numbers to send messages to my phone. Lin Feng, unblock me quickly, I'm begging you. Lin Feng, I will explain this to you slowly. I was set up. Nothing happened between me and Kai-kun, please believe me. I was completely drunk that night. How could anything have happened? Besides, this was deliberately photographed, just to drive us apart. For the past 7 years, I know many people are jealous that I could have you and become your fiancé. So they set a trap for me. I even suspect it might have been done by that bitch, Yang Na. If Yang Na calls you, absolutely do not answer. You know how terrible her reputation is. But today, when I went to see your eldest brother, I saw she went to see him too. You both need to be careful. Lin Feng, can you answer the phone? I'm begging you. I want to hear your voice. I feel like I'm going crazy. Liu Ruyan pleaded earnestly, but I still didn't reply with a single word. 10 o'clock at night. I was starting to get sleepy. Just as I was about to lie down, my phone received a Zalo message. It was from Qin Mengyao. She didn't say much. A single sentence struck me like lightning. Your whereabouts have been discovered. Liu Ruyan is driving to the inn where you're staying. My heart skipped a beat. She should arrive in about 30 minutes. My breathing became more rapid. If Liu Ruyan really comes, she'll surely pester me endlessly. I'm very sleepy. I don't want to waste energy talking to her. Qin Mengyao continued to send messages. If you trust me, my people will take you away immediately. They'll take you to a quiet villa in the south of the city. It's my friend's house. My friend is abroad. They're not there. I've been busy lately, so I won't see you either. If you need anything, you can contact my driver. I asked her why she was helping me. Qin Mengyao held her phone, thought for a moment, then replied, because you're handsome. While I was silent, another message from Qin Mengyao arrived. Mr. Lin, you now have 27 minutes. Because I really didn't want to get entangled with Liu Ruyan, I finally agreed. Otherwise, in just a few dozen minutes, I'd be able to move so quickly. If I asked my family for help, not only would there not be enough time, but given eldest brother's attitude towards the Liu family, he would definitely tell Liu Ruyan the new address. Then what's the difference from not moving at all? Another thing is, this inn is really not safe anymore. It took me 2 minutes to make a rational judgment. In the remaining 25 minutes, I agreed to accept Qin Mengyao's help. Then I'll have to trouble you. Just those few words. But those very words made Qin Mengyao feel a surge of joy in her heart. Very quickly, the bodyguards on watch nearby arrived at the door. They took me and Xiao Hui away. So, when Liu Ruyan arrived, she knocked on the door for a long time, but no one answered. She didn't give up. She contacted the landlord again, asking the landlord to cooperate and open the door. However, the moment the door was opened, it was empty inside. The landlord, a man in his 40s, was also puzzled. How long did he pay for? Liu Ruyan asked. This guest planned to stay for 10 days. He prepaid for 10 days online. He really didn't say he was moving out. The landlord was suspicious, but the house was indeed very clean. It's just that there were still traces of someone living there. It seems he just went out not long ago. Maybe he went out to buy food and will be back soon. Miss, why don't you wait a little longer? The landlord had received money, so naturally, he was very polite to this wealthy client. Liu Ruyan thought it made sense. She waited for another 2 hours. Still, there was no sign of me or Xiao Hui. Only then did she realize I had really left. After that, Liu Ruyan started checking the surrounding security cameras. Unexpectedly, the most crucial segment had been deleted. Can the data be recovered? Liu Ruyan asked the police at a nearby station. It's hard to say. It looks like it was deleted very thoroughly. To recover it? I'm afraid you'll need to find an expert. Liu Ruyan was a little angry. In the end, she left in disappointment. And the group of people who later found my address also couldn't find any trace of me. Whether it was Liu Ruyan or Yang Na, the information they received was too late. Qin Mengyao knew my address before them and had already taken me away before they arrived. Qin Mengyao sent people to take me and Xiao Hui to a high-end residential area in Nancheng. This place was full of new Chinese-style garden houses. Each house had its own separate entrance. The privacy was extremely high. It was summer. Birds were singing and flowers were fragrant. The ecology was beautiful. The residential area was backed by a green mountain, and a small river wound its way in front. In terms of feng shui, it could be considered a precious piece of land. Mr. Lin, we've arrived. The driver handed over an access card and a business card. This is the access card. It's a universal card. My surname is Zhang. If you need anything, feel free to contact me anytime. Yes, thank you. After I took it, Xiao Hui and I carried our luggage into the courtyard. Xiao Hui looked around excitedly. Brother Lin Feng, I like the decoration style here. It's like the small courtyard we used to live in with Grandma in Jiangnan. The grandma she mentioned was my late maternal grandmother, but Grandma's small courtyard in Jiangnan wasn't this luxurious. This is a 2-story Chinese-style garden house. It has a front and a back garden. The total area is at least 300 square meters. There are only 2 bedrooms on 2 floors, making the space feel particularly spacious. Xiao Hui chose the bedroom on the first floor, close to the kitchen, convenient for cooking. I stayed in the master bedroom on the second floor. I finished unpacking my luggage and sat on the edge of the bed. I looked up and out the window. Not far away, the Baishui River flowed quietly. The view was wide and open, quiet and peaceful. It was a kind of peace that's hard to find in a bustling city. If it weren't for the empty refrigerator, I would almost suspect that Qin Mengyao had prepared this house for me a long time ago. But on second thought, that's probably impossible. According to the original trajectory, if the Lin family hadn't gone bankrupt, my wedding with Liu Ruyan would have been planned. Qin Mengyao has been back in the country for 2 or 3 years now, but there has been no interaction between us at all. How could she have prepared this for me in advance? After Xiao Hui went to buy groceries, I thought it over and over and still sent a Zalo message to Qin Mengyao. I've arrived at the villa in Nancheng. Thank you. Qin Mengyao replied almost instantly. You're welcome. Feel free to stay there. No one will bother you there. The security system is also very good. If you need anything, just have the driver, Lao Zhang, buy it. Yes. I didn't know what else to say. Saying too much didn't seem appropriate. At this moment, Qin Mengyao was having dinner at home. She usually lives alone at the company, in the luxury Riverview apartment next to it, but every weekend she chooses one day to have dinner with her parents. Did something happy happen today? The noble Mrs. Qin, whose appearance was also very elegant and beautiful. No, nothing. I just saw you smile while holding your phone. Yes, you did. You probably saw wrong. Qin Mengyao didn't admit it. Could it be that you have a new love interest? Mrs. Qin teased her daughter. No. Qin Mengyao lowered her head to eat, feeling a little guilty. If you don't, shouldn't you find someone then? Chairman Qin also chimed in. Qin Mengyao was a bit startled. Dad, there's no rush for this. Chairman Qin put down his chopsticks and said seriously, You say it's not a rush, but it is. To say it's not a rush is just putting it off. With your personality, you can't possibly rush into marriage. You need some time to get to know any boys you meet. After confirming the relationship, you date for another 2 or 3 years. If things go smoothly, marriage would be at least 3 years away. If there are some bumps along the way, marriage might be 5 or 7 years later. In 5 years, you'll be over 30. Qin Mengyao was astonished. Finally, she said, Dad, you should watch less TV dramas. After finishing dinner with her parents, Qin Mengyao left the Qin family villa. On the drive back to the city, she couldn't resist the urge to go see me several times, but she knew she had to endure. It was absolutely impossible right now. His personality is too fragile, too sensitive and suspicious. He doesn't let strangers get close. For him to accept my help was only because he had no other choice. If she showed any unusual signs, he would probably run away without looking back. Besides, he probably still hasn't decided in his heart whether he really wants to marry Liu Ruyan anymore. Maybe if the Liu family sincerely apologizes and compensates, he will eventually soften. Thinking of this, a thought suddenly occurred to her. This was also the first time this thought had occurred. She wanted to do everything in her power to stop the marriage between the Liu and Lin families. She couldn't let him marry Liu Ruyan. Qin Mengyao took out her phone and called her assistant. Find a way to leak to the Liu family that the Lin family is at high risk of bankruptcy. Even with restructuring, there's no hope of going public because another private restaurant's application to go public has already been approved. Oh, is the news real? What do you care if it's real or fake? Just do as I say. Qin Mengyao was impatient. Yes, understood, boss. Meanwhile, after Liu Ruyan failed to find him, she returned to her residence, extremely disappointed. At 10 o'clock at night, she walked to the door of her villa. Suddenly, she saw someone huddled at the door. It was a man. Lin Feng? She almost thought she was hallucinating. Hearing the sound, the man slowly stood up. His face was haggard. Director Liu, it's me, Kai-kun. I came to apologize. Liu Ruyan finally saw his face clearly. It was her secretary, Kai-kun. Kai-kun's voice was choked with emotion. For this matter to have gotten so big, causing trouble for the company. This morning, the young master even beat me at the company. The young master he mentioned was Liu Ruyan's older brother, Liu Tian. The company fired me, and I have no complaints. For the past 2 years, I've been dedicated to my work, and I wouldn't dare have any improper thoughts about you. Then why were you in my bed? Liu Ruyan was furious. You were drunk that day, I really couldn't get away. So you're saying I forced you? Then why didn't you go to the police? She sneered. Kai-kun shook his head, crying. That's not what I meant. Director Liu, I don't blame you, but I really have harmed you. I came today to formally apologize to you. He bowed deeply. Your apology can't change my current situation, Liu Ruyan said wearily. I can also go apologize to Mr. Lin. Tell him that I drugged you. It was all my fault. Maybe then he will forgive you. She bit her lip. Every word was spoken with difficulty. Liu Ruyan was silent. Kai-kun was indeed very capable. She admired his abilities. For the past 2 years, he had always kept to his place. For something like this to happen now, she felt very conflicted. She hated that he appeared in her bed and was photographed, but she also felt he wasn't that kind of person. If necessary, I can kneel and apologize to him. Seeing Liu Ruyan's silence, Kai-kun continued. That's not necessary, Liu Ruyan interrupted. Lin Feng isn't that kind of person. As long as I can help mend your relationship, I'm willing to do anything. You should go home first. I need to be alone. Director Liu, can the company not blacklist me? The young master has given an order in Nanchang, so I can find a job. I can't even afford rent. Liu Ruyan didn't expect her brother to be so ruthless. She knew Kai-kun's family situation wasn't good. I will talk to my eldest brother tonight. He won't make things difficult for you. Thank you, Director Liu. Where are you living now? Still in a rented house. But next month's rent. He lowered his head in embarrassment. At this moment, Liu Ruyan realized that Kai-kun was also a victim. The secret photos and their rapid dissemination were not something a mere secretary could accomplish. Liu Ruyan took out her phone and transferred 200,000 yuan to Kai-kun. Use this money for now. Find a new job to avoid the scandal. Don't accept any interviews. This is too much, Director Liu. He was extremely grateful. You are also a victim. I will investigate the truth. We'll talk again when things are clear. I will absolutely not say anything detrimental to you, Kai-kun quickly assured her. Go home now. Unexpectedly, an hour after Kai-kun left, my phone received a screenshot. It was sent from an unknown number. It was just a screenshot of a transfer. Sender, Liu Ruyan. Amount, 200,000 yuan. Recipient, Sai-kun. Kai-kun, I know this person. He's the secretary who has been with Liu Ruyan for 2 years. He's also the man in the bed photo this time. So, what does the person who sent me this message mean? Are they trying to tell me that Liu Ruyan and her secretary have an ambiguous relationship and are still entangled? I didn't expect that my business with Liu Ruyan would receive so much attention. Someone is really going all out to destroy our engagement. That person is overthinking it. Looking at the 200,000 yuan transfer, I felt not a single ripple in my heart. Early the next morning, I put on a surgical mask, hailed a ride-sharing car, and went straight to the largest pawn shop in Nanchang. Hello, sir. How may I help you? The receptionist at the door was very welcoming. I'd like to see the owner, Madam Shang. May I ask if you have an appointment? No, you can tell her that. I want to sell a valuable item. Yes, please wait a moment. After 5 minutes, the receptionist came over. The owner invites you to the top floor. Thank you. I thanked her politely. Afterwards, I followed the receptionist to the top floor. May I ask what valuable item this guest wishes to sell? Madam Shang was over 50 years old, with silver streaking her temples. She had been in the antique business for many years and had a discerning eye. I didn't say much either. I directly took out the violet flower bracelet and gently placed it on the table. The moment Madam Shang's hand touched the bracelet, a familiar warmth filled her entire body. Then she picked it up and observed it carefully. A minute later, Madam Shang was shocked. Sir, where did you get this bracelet? It's a family heirloom. Actually, it's my grandmother's family heirloom. When I left Jiangnan, my grandmother was gravely ill. She gave me the bracelet. Back then, my eldest and second brothers were jealous to death. Because this bracelet is of extremely high quality. It's imperial purple. Sir, what price are you looking for? I don't intend to sell it. I plan to pawn it for 3 months. Within 3 months, I want to redeem it. Okay, no problem. Madam Shang was very straightforward. She had truly stumbled upon a treasure. 800,000 yuan will do. I need to draw up the papers. I will redeem it within 3 months. Redeeming it is no problem. But we have a rule. This bracelet looks like it's worth at least several million yuan. If someone is willing to pay 10 times its value to buy it, meaning tens of millions of yuan, then I will choose to sell it. I will compensate you for the breach of contract. If it sells for 50 million yuan, I will give you 25 million yuan. I furrowed my brow slightly. I don't want to sell. I wouldn't sell it for any amount of money. That's why I came to pawn it. Seeing my hesitation, Madam Shang continued to speak. But this bracelet of yours, its maximum value is only 8 million yuan. Surely no one would be foolish enough to pay 80 million yuan for it. I'm just describing the possibility to you. You don't need to worry. Actually, on second thought, she was right. I had also appraised this bracelet myself. It's worth about 6 to 8 million yuan. If someone really forced a sale, it would require 10 times the price. That's 60 to 80 million yuan. Surely no one would be foolish enough to pay so much more to buy an old bracelet? All right, we can make the deal. I finally agreed. The moment I stepped out of the pawn shop, someone had already gotten wind of this news. Tianwu Group headquarters. CEO Qin, Mr. Lin just left the Boya pawn shop. He pawned a bracelet. Qin Mengyao's expression suddenly became complicated. She didn't expect me to be so broke that I even had to pawn the bracelet. An indescribable emotion welled up in her heart, a deep sense of pity. CEO Qin, Assistant Lin said again. I heard you. Qin Mengyao felt a little flustered inside. CEO Qin, what should we do? Should we send some money to Mr. Lin? Assistant Lin wasn't sure what her boss was thinking right now. Help me contact the Boya pawn shop. I want to meet their owner. Yes, CEO Qin. Assistant Dong, go arrange it immediately. The meeting between Qin Mengyao and Madame Shang took place very discreetly and confidentially. No one knew what they talked about. But the news of me pawning the bracelet that night still leaked out. The coincidence of this matter was that the pawn shop's receptionist, that girl, in order to curry favor with her client Fang Yuan, told this story to Fang Yuan. Currently, Fang Yuan is very interested in everything related to me, so when he received the news, he was extremely excited. That very night, he had someone release this news online. The news was quickly shared by major media outlets. The Lin family situation is not good. The Lin family's third young master pawns his bracelet to survive. The Lin family's third young master is suspected of cutting ties with the Liu family. After losing financial support, he pawns his bracelet to make a living. As soon as the news broke, everyone was stunned. Fang Yuan even went happily to the Liu family's home. It so happened that everyone from the Liu family was present. Liu Tian heard the news and was half believing, half doubting. Fang Yuan said smugly, I know an employee at the Boya pawn shop. They have confirmed this matter. It's completely true. To be this dirt poor and still refuse to apologize, it's truly pathetic. Liu Tian sneered. Maybe he's deliberately acting pitiful for Ruyan to see. Women are most easily moved by this kind of thing. While the two were talking, Liu Ruyan rushed downstairs. Fang Yuan immediately went forward with concern. Ruyan, I heard from your brother that you haven't been very happy lately. Liu Ruyan only replied coolly with a few words, then grabbed her car keys and quickly left. She wanted to go to the Boya pawn shop. If that bracelet really belonged to Lin Feng, she had to buy it back immediately. After seeing the news, Liu Ruyan was heartbroken. Fang Yuan watched her retreating back, unable to hide his disappointment. He had dressed neatly today, but still failed to attract Liu Ruyan's attention. At the same time, Yang Na also saw the news. An image of me immediately appeared in her mind, pawning my beloved item in tears. Her heart clenched. She immediately ordered her secretary to contact the person in charge of the Boya pawn shop right away. It's just that she didn't know that Liu Ruyan had already gone to the pawn shop first. As for me, the person being watched by many important figures was leisurely enjoying my dinner at this moment. I didn't tell Xiao Hui about pawning the bracelet. When I came back, I just bought some vegetables and fresh clams. Xiao Hui is a very good cook. She can always create an authentic Jiangnan flavor. I slowly ate my rice and vegetables. I drank the yam soup. Xiao Hui suddenly noticed my empty wrist. "Brother Lin Feng, where's your bracelet?" "I took it to be pawned," I said calmly. "What?" Xiao Hui looked at me in astonishment. "Have we really come to this? That's the bracelet Grandma left for you," Xiao Hui said as her eyes turned red. "How about I go find a job tomorrow? Or we can go back and apologize to the young master." "I'm sorry, Grandma. I didn't take good care of you." The more she spoke, the sadder she became. She couldn't even eat anymore. "Can you let me finish speaking before you cry?" I looked at her helplessly. "Your crying is making me lose my train of thought." "Okay, then I won't cry anymore." Xiao Hui tried to hold back her tears. "Xiao Hui, we're not that desperate. Pawning the bracelet wasn't because I had no other choice, but because I want to start a business on my own." Xiao Hui's eyes widened. "But business requires capital. Why don't you just ask Liu Ruyan directly? Why should I go to her?" I put down my chopsticks, my expression serious. "Since I've decided to leave, I don't intend to rely on anyone anymore. This bracelet is pawned, not sold. I've spoken with the owner. I will definitely redeem it within 3 months. The pawn amount is 800,000 yuan, and it will cost an extra 300,000 yuan to redeem it. Once 100,000 yuan, I have a way to handle it. I set a generous deadline just to give myself some leeway." "Really?" Xiao Hui was half believing, half doubting. "Have I ever lied to you?" "But Brother Lin Feng, I don't understand. If you want to start a business, just go and ask Liu Ruyan. Why did you have to pawn the bracelet?" I looked at Xiao Hui calmly. My tone allowed for no doubt. There is no longer a possibility between Liu Ruyan and me. Xiao Hui was startled and stunned. She wanted to say something else, but seeing my extremely serious expression, her mouth opened slightly. In the end, she still didn't dare to ask further, but this time, she vaguely sensed from me that I truly had no intention of turning back. On the other side, my eldest brother dragged his tired body to seek investment. The results were not ideal. No one was ever willing to lend a helping hand. He even contacted major banks to borrow money, but was coldly rejected by them. They cited the Lin family's inability to repay the debt as the reason for refusal. Things were not progressing smoothly at all. When my eldest brother returned home with a grim face, my second brother happened to be there as well. He was nagging our mother, talking about me pawning the bracelet. Both of them were dissatisfied with my actions. Eldest brother suddenly slammed the table, extremely angry, thinking I was being unreasonable and bringing disgrace to the Lin family. As for Liu Ruyan, she used a new number to send me a few messages. The tone in the message was urgent. "Lin Feng, I've seen the news. I am truly heartbroken. If you have any difficulties, you should have just told me. How could you sell the bracelet? That was a gift from your grandmother. It carries great significance. I know you only sold it because you had no choice. But don't worry, they'll buy it back for you right away. Just wait for me." Liu Ruyan held her phone, feeling heartbroken, but also felt this was an opportunity for her to show her worth. And an hour later, the matter became more and more bizarre. Someone started spreading rumors online, with a strange rhythm. It's unknown where this news came from. It said that the third young master of the Lin family received a 10 million signing bonus and signed a contract with Wangyu Media and will soon be live streaming as an internet celebrity. As soon as the news spread, the gossip mongers started chattering. CEO Qin, Tianyu Group headquarters. Assistant Lin pushed the door and entered. Right now on the internet, someone is creating this public opinion, saying that Mr. Lin wants to sign with Wangyu Media to become a celebrity and do face-revealing live streams. Assistant Lin quickly stepped forward to report. He wouldn't do that. Qin Mengyao calmly looked towards, her back leaning against the chairman's chair. "CEO Qin, have you asked Mr. Lin personally?" Assistant Lin's eyes lit up, a little excited. She even wanted to ship this CP couple. Qin Mengyao gave her a faint glance and didn't answer, because an idea suddenly flashed in her mind. Her fingers tapped lightly on the desk. "I must meet him once. Before I planned to take things slowly, to proceed gradually. Now it seems. A long night is fraught with dreams. It's better to make the first move." She frowned slightly. Liu Ruyan and Yang Na are already involved. In a few more days, this matter will spread across the whole country. Who knows how many more competitors will appear at this moment on the other side. Boya Pawn Shop. Liu Ruyan hurriedly met with the pawn shop owner. She offered to redeem the bracelet I had pawned, only to be told that the bracelet had been bought by someone else for 80 million, 10 times its market price. Someone bought this bracelet for 80 million? Liu Ruyan couldn't believe it. She was horrified. Her voice rose. The owner nodded affirmatively. Who was the buyer? I can find him and buy it back. Isn't it just 80 million? He'll give him 100 million. Let him make a 20 million profit. Liu Ruyan lifted her head, determined to get the bracelet. I'm very sorry. Miss Liu, I cannot disclose that. The owner looked troubled. Because we signed a confidentiality agreement at the time of purchase, the owner refused to say. Liu Ruyan clenched her fists, but she was helpless. The bracelet was actually no longer at the pawn shop. This made Liu Ruyan feel anxious. When she returned to the Liu residence, she was a bit dazed. You're back just in time, Liu Tian greeted her. The internet is buzzing. Everyone is saying Lin Feng has signed with Wang Yu Media and will become a live streaming celebrity. Let me tell you, Mom, Dad, and I cannot accept one of our family members becoming a celebrity in the future. You better tell your fiancé, if he wants to be a celebrity, then he shouldn't even think about entering the Liu family's door. Dad will absolutely not agree. I also want to accept a celebrity as a brother-in-law. Tell him to take it easy, you hear? Liu Tian puffed out his chest, acting like a dandy. You, shut up! Liu Ruyan suddenly turned her head and suddenly shouted, Why are you shouting at me? I'm doing this for your own good. Liu Tian was stunned by her shouting. I don't need you to do what's good for me. From now on, if you interfere in my affairs again, I'll kill you. Liu Tian was so angry he stomped his foot. Liu Ruyan, are you crazy? How dare you speak to me like that? After being scolded by his sister again. Liu Tian was also furious, but Liu Ruyan didn't look back and continued on her way, ignoring him completely. Liu Ruyan went straight to the study and pushed the door open, barging right in. Old Master Liu was reading a book at the moment, wearing glasses. Dad, you must let me marry Lin Feng. Liu Ruyan's eyes were red, her tone was agitated. Don't set any more conditions for the Lin family, hurry! I'm about to go crazy! Liu Ruyan's eyes were red. Since the news of the Lin family's bankruptcy broke, she hadn't seen Lin Feng for almost 2 weeks. This was a record in 7 years. She really couldn't bear it anymore. She had to see Lin Feng immediately. Are you ordering your father around? Old Master Liu took off his glasses. His heart was also filled with anger. On the other side, Yang Na's people were turned away when they went to invite the shop owner. Yang Na called herself, and was also informed that the bracelet had been bought by someone else. Yang Na angrily threw her phone onto the sofa. The feeling of futility made her extremely irritable. She cursed at everyone around her. In the evening, I sat alone by the window, thinking about something. The rent. I've never been one to take advantage of others. Now that I have some money on hand, I plan to give the rent money to Qin Mengyao. I even purposely went online to check the market price. The name of the residential area is Sudi Chunliu. It has a very Jiangnan feel. I like it a lot. After checking the price, I hesitated for a moment. I sent a message to Qin Mengyao. Hello, sorry to bother you. I'd like to pay the rent for the Sudi Chunliu place. Could you help me contact your friend? A few minutes later, Qin Mengyao replied, I'm afraid that won't be possible. My friend is still abroad. Because of the time difference, it's not convenient to contact him. But I can act on his behalf. You can just give it to me directly. If you trust me, I can go by the market price. The rent is about 15,000 a month. Is that okay with you? I asked. Qin Mengyao, okay, then I'll prepay 3 months rent. I've already paid the utilities online. I'll transfer 75,000 via WeChat later. Qin Mengyao replied, that's a large sum of money. It's not convenient for me to receive it directly online. How about this? Are you free? Can I come find you to sign the lease in person? Otherwise, my friend might think I'm pocketing the difference. Okay, so when are you coming? Qin Mengyao, how about now? I was stunned. Then I thought, I really don't have anything to do. I don't know how to drive, so we'll have to trouble you to come to Sudi Chunliu. Qin Mengyao, no problem. See you later. For some reason, after Qin Mengyao said see you later, I held my phone and actually felt a little nervous. We haven't seen each other in 7 years. I thought she had probably changed too. She wouldn't look the same as she did back then. Half an hour later, Qin Mengyao sent another message. It's not convenient to come to your place. It's not dark yet. He'll wait for you by the riverbank. He'll send you the specific location. I replied, okay. I was actually afraid Qin Mengyao would come looking for me at the small courtyard. It would be hard to explain to Xiaohui. So when I went out, I just said quietly that I was going for a walk in the neighborhood. Xiaohui didn't think much of it and continued watching her show. In Nancheng, summer nights come late. It was already 7 o'clock, but there was still a bit of sunset glow on the horizon. The residential area was very quiet. Occasionally, I saw a few people walking around. It wasn't noisy. I only brought my phone, following the location pin. I soon found myself under a sycamore tree by the river. I saw a slender figure. Then I walked over lightly. Qin Mengyao. My voice was very soft. The woman turned her head. When she saw me, her eyes seemed to soften. Qin Mengyao had been the school beauty since middle school. In high school, she became even more famous. This was also the reason why Liu Ruyan was always wary of her. Her features were too outstanding. Long time no see. Qin Mengyao looked at me intently. The moment our eyes met, I only felt that the sunset was very romantic. Long time no see. I also nodded slightly in greeting. You haven't changed at all. Still the same as before. Qin Mengyao looked at me deeply. She only felt her heart beat faster. You too. To avoid awkwardness, I replied politely. No, I've gotten old, but you're still the same as 7 years ago. She shook her head. Her tone was a bit wistful. I suddenly didn't know what to say. I could only look away and change the subject. Did you bring the contract? Mm-hmm. It's probably not convenient to sign it here. My car is parked nearby. Do you want to get in the car to talk? She pointed to the nearby parking lot. Her tone was sincere. Okay, I nodded. We walked together towards Qin Mengyao's black Maybach. On the way, many pedestrians would occasionally glance at us. After all, it's rare to see a couple with such good looks. I'm not used to being the center of attention, so I just kept my head down, looking at the news. She tilted her head and asked, Right now, everyone is saying you've signed with Wang Yu Media to become a celebrity. Qin Mengyao casually found a topic to talk about. That's not happening. I denied it immediately and decisively. I didn't think you would either. You always seem to hate being noticed, she said. I looked towards the distant tree shadows. I was silent for a moment. It's not really hate, just not used to it. Are you used to it here? It's very nice, thank you, I said softly. While we were talking, two of us had reached the parking lot at the east gate of the residential area. Qin Mengyao took the key and opened the door, and helped me open the rear car door, thank you. Then, Qin Mengyao also got into the back seat. The distance between the two of them suddenly closed. I'm turning on the air conditioner. She leaned forward. It's probably a bit stuffy. You should look at the contract. Qin Mengyao took the contract from her document bag and handed it over. I took it and lowered my head to read it carefully. As I lowered my head to read the contract, she pretended to casually glance at my cheekbones. To say I haven't changed at all would be impossible, but time really hasn't left any traces on my face. Added to that is this naturally pure face with no signs of cosmetic surgery, enough to make every woman who has ever met me swoon. So it's understandable that Liu Ruyan was willing to be a lapdog for 7 years, without any resentment. But I am indeed much more mature and calm than I was 7 years ago. 7 years ago, no matter how mature I was still just a teenager. Now my aura is even greater than before. That coldness penetrates deep into the soul. The phrase pleasing to the eye is no exaggeration when used for me. Qin Mengyao thought that if she looked at this face every day, she would never get tired of it. I've finished reading. I looked up. There are no problems. I'll sign it. Qin Mengyao nodded. She proactively handed me a pen. After I signed, Qin Mengyao also signed in the representative's spot. I'll transfer the money to you via WeChat. Is that okay? Okay, she said. Qin Mengyao of course didn't want to accept it, but with my personality, if she didn't accept the money, I was afraid I would move out immediately and not even stay. To keep me here, she had no choice but to accept it for now. Later, she would find an opportunity to return it all. Only renting for 3 months? I glanced at the contract and suddenly remembered what I had said. Yes, let's just set it for 3 months for now. Will there be any difficulties later? She asked with concern. No, I shook my head. It's just that after 3 months, I'll most likely leave Nanchang. I said word for word, this is the truth. I plan to use 3 months to make money, and after settling my parents, I'll leave. Why are you leaving Nanchang? She frowned, a little surprised. Is this place not good? I said softly. It's not that it's not good. Maybe I want to change places, change my mood, and start a new life. Qin Mengyao originally wanted to ask directly, where do you plan to go next? But she swallowed the words on the tip of her tongue. She restrained herself from asking. After all, asking too much would make me suspicious, and it would also be very tactless. The contract? Well, each take a copy. She handed me a copy. If there are any problems, contact me. Okay, Qin Mengyao said. Then let me take you home. No need, it's just a few steps away. I can walk there myself. I pushed open the car door and got out. After refusing, I opened the car door and got out, heading towards the residential area. Qin Mengyao didn't insist, but she didn't leave either. Instead, she kept watching through the car window as I walked deeper into the residential area. Only then did she start the car and leave. On the way back, she was thinking about a problem. He's about to leave Nanchang again. That can't happen. She couldn't bear to be apart from him. After I signed the contract and paid the rent, I felt much more relieved. I never liked being indebted to others. Before, I was worried Qin Mengyao wouldn't accept the money. Now that she has, I can actually stay here with peace of mind. It's just that after returning to the small house, I received a call from Mrs. Shang. Mr. Lin, I'm the owner of the Boya pawn shop. I'm very sorry to inform you. Your bracelet has been bought by a mysterious buyer for 10 times its market price. You probably won't be able to buy it back. I was startled. Is it convenient to meet tomorrow to talk in more detail? 10 o'clock at a table at Jifeng Tea House? Okay. The bracelet was bought for 10 times its price. This was completely beyond my expectations. That bracelet, I estimated its value to be a few million. 10 times that is tens of millions. Who would spend so much money to buy it? Could it be Liu Ruyan? Early the next morning, I went to the tea house. Mrs. Shang was already waiting in a classically decorated private room. Is it convenient to talk here? This is my business, she explained. I nodded and sat down, showing my understanding. She pushed a brewed cup of tea towards me. top-grade Phoenix Dangsong tea, please try it. I picked up the teacup but didn't drink. With strangers, I always keep my guard up. Mrs. Shang smiled. She didn't expose me. First, I apologize for the information leak. It was an employee who wanted to curry favor with a client and spoke out of turn. I didn't expect it to cause such a big incident. It's fine, I really don't mind. Then let's talk about the bracelet. After the news broke, many buyers contacted us, including Miss Liu Ruyan from the Liu family. Did she buy it? I was almost certain it was Liu Ruyan, but unexpectedly, it wasn't. This answer surprised me. Besides her, who else would be willing to spend a large sum on this bracelet? The other party offered 80 million, according to the rules. After the transaction, the proceeds will be split evenly with you. Therefore, you will receive 40 million. Additionally, because my employee leaked information and caused you trouble, I am willing to compensate you an extra 5 million. No need, Mrs. Shang. I came here to pawn jewelry. Of course, I'm not afraid of being ridiculed. 40 million is enough. Even at this price, it already exceeds the bracelet's own value. I have no complaints. Mr. Lin is truly broad-minded. At first, Mrs. Shang thought I would cry and make a scene, that I wouldn't let it go. After all, it's a family heirloom given by an elder, but she didn't expect me to be so easy to talk to. Let's see. What payment method is convenient for you? Please give me your bank account number. I will transfer it to you right now. A Swiss bank account, please? The Lin family is currently in trouble, so I'm also being cautious. So I left an overseas account. Very quickly, Mrs. Shang's 40 million was in the account. On my face, there was no pain of losing a treasure, nor was there joy from receiving a large sum of money. The money has been received. If there's nothing else, I'll take my leave. I stood up, not even asking who the buyer was. Mr. Lin? Mrs. Shang suddenly called out to me. Perhaps someday in the future the bracelet will return to your hands. I paused slightly. Let's leave it to fate. After saying those 4 words, I left gracefully. On the other side, my eldest brother finally couldn't hold back and went to see old Liu. Liu Ruyan happened to be out. Old Liu changed his usual polite attitude and spoke bluntly. My boy, it's not that I want help, but your family's situation is worse than I thought. My eldest brother felt indignant, could only beg humbly. I'm still asking you to lend a helping hand, uncle. As for the equity investment, I've thought about it, I agree. Unexpectedly, old Liu pushed his luck. He took off his glasses and slowly cleaned them. I want 75% of the shares. My eldest brother's eyes widened, in slight disbelief. For just a few billion, you want to swallow up 3 generations of the Lin family? The business we've worked so hard to build for so many years. This is truly adding fuel to the fire, taking advantage of someone's misfortune. Uncle, isn't this demand a bit too much? 75% of the shares, you must know what that means. If word gets out, what face will our Lin family have left? Old Liu sneered again. If it weren't for the marriage between Lin Feng and Ruyan, I actually wouldn't want to invest a single cent. Seeing my eldest brother's ugly expression in silence, old Liu grinned and added, I have another suggestion. Please speak, uncle. Your Lin family is bankrupt anyway. Why not just give it up completely? Our Liu family can give a few hundred million as a dowry, which is enough for you all to live comfortably for the rest of your lives. As for Lin Feng, just have him marry into our Liu family. For now, let's have Lin Feng and Ruyan set a wedding date first. If something happens between them, then even if you agree to give me 75%, you'll have to reevaluate whether to invest or not. Now, my eldest brother was completely desperate. On the other side, after waking up, Liu Ruyan drove to a private detective agency. Help me find my fiancé. He must still be in Nanchang, as soon as possible. Money is not an issue. The owner repeatedly agreed. His joy was evident on his face. At the same time, a rumor about me was spreading online. An account claimed I would sign a contract with Wang Yu Media for a signing fee of tens of millions. Some busybodies even went to ask the owner of Wang Yu Media, Xia Yuyan, directly. In a leaked chat recording, when asked if he had signed a contract with me, Xia Yuyan answered vaguely, if he really wants to come to my company, let alone 10 million, I could even pay 100 million. Right now, I'm still waiting for his answer. This statement immediately caused an uproar online. In reality, Xia Yuyan didn't even have my contact information. This social media boss, famous for showing off his wealth, was just trying to get some clout, but he never expected to have provoked the wrong person this time. Public opinion grew more intense, leading to a drunken night where Liu Ruyan went crazy on social media. She posted a sentence, all of you shut the hell up for me. Lin Feng isn't going anywhere. He can only be my husband. Even more shockingly, Yang Na commented under her post, hey, did he agree? Now even more people came to watch. Liu Ruyan looked on furiously. She replied directly, whether he agrees or not has nothing to do with you. In fact, Liu Ruyan and Yang Na had each other's WeChat from a mutual friend's birthday party 2 years ago. In the evening, everyone went to a bar, had a few drinks, and added each other as friends. But they weren't the same type of person by nature. This time, they clashed fiercely because of me. Yang Na didn't reply again, but screenshots of their social media posts were passed around among the upper class. More and more people came to watch the drama. As for these matters, I didn't pay any attention to them myself. I was hardly affected by any outside noise. My mentality is extremely good. But something still happened that night. Xia Yuyun, the boss of Wangyu Media, was taken by a friend to meet Yang Na. As soon as he entered, Xia Yuyun bowed his head and greeted, "Sister Na, I've heard so much about you." He bent down and extended his hand, but Yang Na didn't move. The person who brought him hurriedly tried to smooth things over. "Sister Na, Xia Yuyun's company has many handsome streamers. Can he get to know you?" Yang Na sneered. The private room fell silent in an instant. Xia Yuyun lost face, but didn't dare to offend her. He picked up a beer bottle and opened it with his bare hands. "I don't know how I offended you, Sister Na. You'll punish myself with a bottle to atone." He downed a bottle in a few seconds. Yang Na's expression remained dark. "If you can drink, then drink this whole table." Looking at the more than 10 beer bottles, Xia Yuyun lowered his voice and said, "Sister Na, where exactly did I go wrong? Who told you I was your sister?" Yang Na cursed. "Are you even worthy?" Xia Yuyun realized this was a treacherous feast. He probed, "Sister Na, which female host from my company have you taken a liking to? You'll have her come over right away. Just those goods of yours?" Yang Na stood up and delivered a slap, making Xia Yuyun's ears ring. His nose was bleeding profusely. "Sister Na, you have to at least let me die knowing why. Does the name Lin Feng sound familiar?" Xia Yuyun was stunned. "Mr. Wei, Lin, but I've never met him. You dare to cause trouble without even knowing him? Then you deserve to die even more." "I was wrong. I didn't know he was your man." Xia Yuyun immediately knelt down. "I'll apologize publicly. Please give me a chance." Yang Na's eyes were red from drunkenness. "If you do wrong, you have to pay the price. Can I compensate you with 1 million yuan?" As soon as he finished speaking, a beer bottle shattered on Xia Yuyun's head. Yang Na smashed 2 more bottles. Xia Yuyun's head immediately started bleeding. Xia Yuyun clutched his head and knelt on the ground, but he didn't dare to move. "Don't use your dirty money to measure me," Yang Na said and left. "In the future, you better watch carefully. Don't mess with my man." After saying that, Yang Na left. A few of her underlings behind her also hurried to follow. The faces of those with Xia Yuyun changed drastically. They immediately called an ambulance to take Xia Yuyun away. Luckily, it was only an external injury. The wound was a bit large. He suffered a bit, but it wasn't life-threatening. The scary thing was, Xia Yuyun absolutely did not dare to report it to the police, nor did he dare to make a big deal out of it. He didn't even dare to mention her name. But this incident still spread among the upper class. My eldest and second brothers both received the news. At the same time, Liu Ruyan also found out. Qin Mengyao also knew about this. The circle is spreading the news of a beauty's fury for her man. It seems her feelings for young Master Lin are real. And Liu Tian returned from his trip. After getting off the plane and seeing the news, he immediately questioned Liu Ruyan. "When did that Lin Feng hook up with Yang Na? Did he already cheat on you?" Liu Ruyan was completely confused. "Liu Tian, what are you talking about? Haven't you seen those screenshots? Yang Na almost killed a media company boss for Lin Feng. If they weren't involved, why would this happen? I suspect he's been secretly involved with Yang Na for a long time. Shut up for me. Stop causing me more trouble." Liu Ruyan was extremely annoyed at this moment. "I'm doing this for your own good. What kind of attitude is this?" Liu Tian angrily got into the car. He was driven straight back to the Liu family villa. But Liu Ruyan wasn't home. She was extremely upset. She had originally wanted to teach that Wang Yu media boss a lesson too, but she wouldn't use such thuggish methods. She only planned to suppress the other company for now. But now everyone in the circle was spreading the news of a beauty's fury for her man, but she was one step too slow. She couldn't get the bracelet, and she couldn't stand up for me. Liu Ruyan hated herself for being useless. She hid alone in a bar, drinking away her sorrows. She didn't want to see anyone. She only wanted to see me. But I was out of reach. She unwillingly continued to send me messages, using a new number that wasn't blocked. Each message was as long as a novel, full of emotion. But I didn't want to read them. I glanced at it and put my phone on the dining table. What's funnier is, the very next second, a strange number sent me a message. A photo of Liu Ruyan playing golf with a handsome guy. The timestamp showed it was within the last 24 hours. So, a woman's words, which ones are true? During the day, she can hang out with other men, and at night, she's sad. So this emotional swing, isn't it a bit too fast? On the other side, my eldest brother went to attend another banquet, dining with venture capital bigwigs. He drank a lot of alcohol, and said a lot of nice things. But in the end, no one was willing to put up the money. My eldest brother angrily cried his heart out in the bathroom. Meanwhile, Qin Mengyao started to make her move. She didn't mention the news, didn't mention the rumors, and didn't try to flatter me. Instead, she sent me a WeChat message like this. "Sorry to bother you. I can't find the pen in my car. This pen is quite important to me." I thought for a moment. "I met you yesterday. Can you please check if I left it in your pocket?" I thought this was impossible. Yesterday when I went out, I only brought my phone. I didn't bring a bag at all. But out of politeness, I still searched symbolically. Suddenly, I remembered the clothes I wore yesterday. There was a pocket. I went to the changing room. I found those clothes. The moment I opened the pocket, I was a bit stunned. Inside, there was actually a pen that absolutely did not belong to me. What's going on? Confused, I took out the pen and carefully thought back. Could it be that after I signed, I conveniently put it in my own pocket? But I don't remember this detail at all. I had to reply to Qin Mengyao. I found it. It was indeed in my pocket. I'm so sorry. She quickly replied, it's okay. It's good that it's not lost. I offered to send it back to her, but she said the pen wasn't cheap. She wasn't comfortable sending it by mail. In that case, I had to say I would bring it to her. After all, it was my fault. Unexpectedly, she said she happened to have something to do nearby. She asked if it was convenient for her to come get it herself, and thoughtfully said she would wait for me at the east gate of the residential area, that it wouldn't take up much of my time. I agreed. In reality, Qin Mengyao's car had been parked here for nearly half an hour. When she secretly put the pen in my pocket yesterday, she was already waiting for this moment. It's undeniable that she's full of schemes. I saw her from a distance. Sorry to trouble you. She was very polite. It's nothing. It was my carelessness. I didn't check either. I didn't waste your time, did I? I shook my head. I casually took the pen. I was about to say goodbye. She suddenly suggested treating me to a meal, pointing to a small eatery opposite the east gate. She said she hadn't eaten and was a bit hungry. Hearing her say that, I really couldn't bring myself to refuse. After all, she was the one who helped me find my house. In theory, I still owe her a favor. Moreover, she clearly said she hadn't eaten. I had no choice but to agree. Then let me treat you. As a thank you for helping me find a house I like. This small eatery is a husband and wife business. It's very clean and hygienic. This season, the female owner goes up the mountain herself to pick wild vegetables. It looks very healthy. Qin Mengyao handed me the menu. See if there's anything you want to eat. I wasn't polite either. I casually took the menu and looked at it seriously. The owner brought out free hot water. She accidentally glanced at me and was suddenly amazed. What a handsome young man. I smiled politely. Qin Mengyao expressed thanks on my behalf. This young lady is so lucky. You must cherish such a handsome boyfriend. The owner's words made me a bit embarrassed. I was just about to explain, but she had already left. I had to lower my head and continue pretending to look at the menu. This one. Stir-fried seasonal wild vegetables. I finished ordering. I don't eat much to begin with. Qin Mengyao took the menu and ordered. Farmhouse-style stir-fried smoked meat with green chili, special sauce, yellow beef, and stir-fried asparagus. Do you come to this place often? I tried to break the awkwardness. It's my first time here. Oh, is that so? I was a little embarrassed, taking sips of hot water. Because the restaurant wasn't very big, we were very close to the kitchen, and it was also summer. The kitchen door was wide open. The greasy smell from the chef's cooking spread everywhere. It filled the entire room. My expression changed slightly. I couldn't help but cough a couple of times. Seeing this, Qin Mengyao immediately stood up and went to close the kitchen door, but when she came back, she saw I was still coughing. Her face was a little pale and panicked. Hey, are you okay? She was a little frantic. I think I'm having an asthma attack. Can you take me home? I have medicine at home. Yes, right now. Seeing this, Qin Mengyao lost her appetite. She helped me stand up and walk outside. How about I take you to the hospital? She said worriedly. I shook my head. I was coughing too much to speak a full sentence. It's fine, no need. It's an old illness. I have medicine at home. Hey, I'm sorry to trouble you. I was coughing very hard, accompanied by chest tightness and wheezing. Qin Mengyao didn't dare to delay. She helped me get home. We quickly arrived at the small house where I lived. Xiaohui wasn't home at the moment. She had gone out shopping. Qin Mengyao directly helped me open the door and go up to the second-floor bedroom. In the bottom drawer, a white, unbranded box. I just felt dizzy, I said weakly while lying on the bed. Qin Mengyao immediately went to find the medicine. Seeing me finish the medicine, my complexion gradually eased. She then let out a sigh of relief. Have another sip of water. Qin Mengyao carefully handed me a glass of water. Thanks, why do you have asthma? She looked at me with a pained expression. I was a little startled by her question. I've always had it. Always had it. She was extremely shocked. I was born with this illness. Back then, my parents thought I would be difficult to raise. Later, my grandmother saw how frail I was, and Namthan was cold, so she took me to Jiangnan. I recounted calmly. Just now, it was triggered by the smell of grease. At this point, Qin Mengyao felt very guilty. I'm allergic to dust, grease, pollen, and other irritants. I'm sorry, I didn't know. She apologized sincerely. It's okay, I don't blame you. Have you ever seen a traditional Chinese doctor? She asked, and I nodded. I have, but it's basically incurable. I can only take medicine to relieve it. Qin Mengyao fell silent for a long time. I've troubled you today. I won't take up any more of your time. I was hinting for her to leave, because I was afraid I wouldn't be able to explain things clearly when Xiaohui got back. After all, I rarely interact with girls. In recent years, I've mostly only seen Liu Ruyan. Then he'll be going. You should get some rest. Okay, I nodded. As Qin Mengyao walked out, she suddenly turned her head and asked Lin Feng. That year what? I was stunned. Never mind, it's nothing. I was just remembering some old things. He'll come back to visit you. Actually, there's no need. It's just that I said it too slowly. She was already gone, but I really didn't want to be disturbed again. Besides, I'm not that close to Qin Mengyao. I shouldn't have troubled her to visit me. Meanwhile, Qin Mengyao was sitting in a black Maybach. She recalled that she had just been too impulsive. Actually, she really wanted to ask about what happened that year. What on earth was I thinking? But the moment the words were about to come out, she didn't dare to ask. She was terrified, rather die of fright than hear me say even more heartless words. Qin Mengyao wasn't someone who was good at prying into other people's private affairs, nor did she want to use investigative methods to treat the person she had a secret crush on in her youth. But the fact that I had congenital asthma, she had no idea about. She even nearly made a huge mistake. As a result, when she returned to the company, she still felt guilty. Assistant Lin, President Qin, did you ask me to investigate his asthma? Assistant Lin understood. Qin Mengyao continued to handle her work, but she couldn't concentrate while working. She even forgot that she hadn't eaten lunch. It wasn't until her secretary brought afternoon tea that she realized she hadn't had lunch yet. A simple sandwich, a small piece of waffle, and an iced Americano. She ate without focus. In her mind, the image of me in pain during my attack kept replaying. 2 hours later, Assistant Lin returned with the documents. President Qin, please take a look. Okay. After Assistant Lin left the office, Qin Mengyao slowly opened the file folder. It detailed my medical condition and also recorded some of my little-known past stories. Those few thin pages were like a key that unlocked a long-forgotten timeline. It read, when I was 3, I had an acute asthma attack and almost didn't make it. My grandmother stayed up all night to take me from Namthain to Jiangnan to find an old traditional Chinese doctor, which saved my life. Jiangnan's mild climate helped build up my constitution, but it couldn't cure the root of the illness. It also recorded, in high school, Qin Mengyao and I were in the same class. During the school's sports festival, someone set off fireworks next to the stadium. The smell of gunpowder smoke hit my nose and triggered an attack immediately. It was Qin Mengyao who carried me on her back to the nurse's office. She also stayed by my bedside all afternoon, until I woke up. It's just that I later followed my grandmother back to Jiangnan. When I returned, I was already engaged to Liu Ruyan. Qin Mengyao's fingers gently caressed her own image on the page. Complex emotions surged in the depths of her eyes. It turned out that the things she thought were long forgotten had always been hidden in the crevices of time, never having vanished. 8 o'clock at night. I arrived at my eldest brother's house. Regarding the matter with Liu Ruyan, both my eldest and second brother were unhappy with my decision. I didn't want to break our family ties over this. I just really didn't expect that. Even though I chose to come so late, I would still be intercepted by Liu Ruyan in the first-floor living room. I met Liu Ruyan. She looked a bit haggard, and her eyes were very tired. But the moment she saw me, she smiled. Her eyes lit up. Lin Feng, I finally get to see you. She was emotional. Let's go outside to talk. I thought, this is my eldest brother's house. It's not convenient to talk here. After we left, my eldest brother glanced at his wife with a cold look. You didn't call Liu Ruyan, did you? Of course not, dear. Why would you suspect me? Does second brother know Lin Feng is here? Eldest brother asked. I don't think he knows. I didn't tell him. Mom probably hasn't had time to tell him either. Youngest brother just arrived less than half an hour ago, bought a toy for his daughter, then went upstairs to talk to Mom. Eldest brother said nothing more, but it was clear he didn't want to see Liu Ruyan either. Ever since old Mr. Liu proposed that destructive condition, forcing eldest brother to submit, my eldest brother has loathed the Liu family. Marriage alliance, what family is left, or affection, it's all an illusion. And at this moment, outside the villa, Liu Ruyan and I, one walking ahead of the other, arrived at the villa's garden. It was midsummer. The night breeze carried the scent of grass and trees, and the temperature was pleasant. I sat on the swing and quietly looked at Liu Ruyan. The next second, Liu Ruyan knelt down right in front of me with a thud. Lin Feng, I was wrong. It's all my fault. As long as you agree to marry me, he'll do anything for you. Even if you want to take my life, he'll give it to you. I just beg you to forgive me, Lin Feng. My father has agreed to double the betrothal gift for you. My dad also promised to help our family's company get through this difficult time. I gently swung the swing, my voice calm. So, do you know the condition your father proposed? Liu Ruyan flinched slightly and fell silent. Your father proposed taking 75% of the company's shares. She suddenly raised her head and hastily justified. That's only temporary. Later, when I officially take over the company, I will definitely, for you. Ruyan, that's enough. I interrupted her. My voice carried a hint of weariness. Don't explain anymore. There are some things I don't want to say too clearly, but actually, ever since the news of my family's bankruptcy broke, your family has been scheming step by step. First, your brother tried to suppress me in all sorts of ways, proposing harsh conditions to me. Your family also never offered a helping hand, causing my brother to fall into a state of anxiety. Of course, your family has no obligation to help us, but you wanted to take advantage of my family's crisis, to manipulate me and manipulate my family's company. Isn't that a bit too much? If it were strangers, it would be one thing, but we've known each other for so many years, yet you could still do this. Did you ever consider my feelings? Lin Feng, do you believe in my feelings for you? Liu Ruyan's eyes were red. I calmly looked towards the faint yellow streetlight in the distance. I believe in your feelings, but that doesn't change the fact that instigated by your family, you tacitly wanted to manipulate me. Liu Ruyan was silent. At that time, she really did hesitate. It's undeniable, she was indeed swayed by her brother's words, thinking she could take this opportunity to gloat. Ruyan, I don't like it this way. My voice was very soft, but it carried an unquestionable firmness. Feelings are the same, marriage is the same. It was never meant for manipulation, nor is it for checks and balances. Perhaps other people's marriages can be like that, but my, Lin Feng's, marriage cannot. Lin Feng, give me one last chance, I'm begging you. She reached out, wanting to take my hand, her voice carrying a final plea. My secretary has left the company. He was fired. He won't appear before me again. Ruyan, the great river flows east, and spilt water cannot be gathered. I slowly stood up, avoiding her outstretched hand. What's past is past. There's no us anymore. There's no turning back. I hope you can live the life you want in the future. Can we not drag this on? Liu Ruyan was stunned. I stood up to leave. Lin Feng, she couldn't help but scream. The next second, she burst into tears. Watching my retreating back, she somehow didn't even have the courage to chase after me. This conversation at my eldest brother's villa turned out to be our final farewell scene. I called a ride-sharing car and only sent a WeChat message to my eldest brother after getting in. Eldest brother, I'm heading back. I've made things clear with Liu Ruyan. I don't think we'll need to mention this again in the future. I've also given mom and dad their living expenses. I'll give it to them monthly from now on. As for the company, I'm truly powerless to help, and I don't want the company's future and my marriage to be tied together. I hope you can understand. Eldest brother read it, but didn't reply. But it seemed he was no longer as angry as before. Because after seeing the Liu family's true intentions, he felt the Liu family was not decent. The things they did were disgusting. If that's the case, teaching them a lesson is also good. When Liu Ruyan returned, it was raining heavily. She deliberately let herself get wet, completely soaked. Mrs. Liu was heartbroken when she saw her. Oh my goodness, daughter, where have you been? Why are you all wet like this? Quickly take it off. Let the maid take it to be washed. You absolutely must not catch a cold. Liu Ruyan was in a daze, her mind filled with the words I had just said. Ruyan, you. Say it, Mom. I've seen Lin Feng. She spoke with difficulty. Ruyan, what did Lin Feng say? Why did you end up like this? Mrs. Liu vaguely felt in her heart that the situation was probably not good. Lin Feng said he wants to break up. He's not getting married anymore. He told me not to bother him anymore. Did he really say that? How could he? So he doesn't care about his family's company? His older brother is still begging my dad for help? Is he crazy to treat you like this? Mrs. Liu couldn't believe it. Mom, you don't understand Lin Feng at all. Liu Ruyan's eyes were red, her voice hoarse. Once he's made up his mind, he couldn't care less about the company. And Lin Feng was right. I'm really a big fool. Why did I believe you all and try to manipulate him? I obviously love him so much I really shouldn't have. This move was truly a mistake. Liu Ruyan was in extreme pain at this moment and full of regret. She regretted not having had that attitude when the Lin family ran into trouble, even hiding like an ostrich for a week. Don't say that. The Lin family is at the end of their rope. Can they really turn the tables? Mrs. Liu patted her back comfortingly. You'll talk to your father about this. You go take a hot bath. Don't get sick. At this time, Mrs. Liu still took it lightly, thinking I couldn't escape the Liu family's control. Her daughter was just temporarily upset. I got home very late. I had just finished showering and lay down on the bed. My phone screen suddenly lit up. It was a WeChat message from Qin Mengyao. Are you resting? Sorry for bothering you so late. I replied that I was just about to sleep. After asking what was up, she sent a long message. She said she had contacted a very good traditional Chinese doctor for asthma and wanted to take me to get my pulse checked tomorrow. Every word exuded deep guilt. Please, you absolutely must not refuse. I didn't know about your illness, so I took the liberty of bringing you to that small restaurant, causing you to have an asthma attack from the fumes. I feel terrible about it. I stared at the screen, a little stunned. She continued to write. If you refuse, I'm afraid I won't be able to eat or sleep well for a whole month. Finally, she added another sentence. Of course, this is my principle in life. My fingers paused on the keyboard. I really wanted to refuse, but since she had put it that way, refusing again would make me seem ungrateful. She seemed to notice my hesitation and sent another message. Of course, if you really don't want to go, that's fine too. I will find another way to make up for my mistake. This made me feel even more guilty. I had no choice but to reply, you don't have to be like this. I'm fine. There's no blame in not knowing. But now I know. I'll just keep tormenting myself. Just think of it as my OCD acting up. Since she'd said so much, I had to agree to see the traditional doctor tomorrow, but I insisted I could go by myself. She quickly sent back a message confirming the appointment was successful, with the location and phone number. Finally, she said, thank you for giving me a chance to make it right. I didn't reply again. Qin Mengyao then sent the location and phone number again, afraid I might miss it. Early the next morning, a shocking piece of news came from Nam Than. The young lady of the Liu family, Liu Ruyan, distraught over love, had attempted suicide by taking sleeping pills. She was rushed to the hospital for emergency treatment. Her condition was unknown. As soon as the news broke, the whole city was in an uproar. I had just woken from my sleep and was jolted awake by the flood of news. Even Xiaohui rushed in with her phone. Her voice was full of panic. Lin Feng, Jay, something terrible has happened. Something terrible has happened. Your girlfriend? No, your ex-girlfriend committed suicide. Xiaohui saw the news when she woke up and didn't even have the mood to prepare breakfast. She just ran to tell me the news. I was honestly surprised too. In my impression, Liu Ruyan wasn't the type to threaten suicide. Her life had always been too smooth sailing. All the Liu family's resources were poured into her. No matter how much of a troublemaker Liu Tian was, the Liu family would eventually belong to Liu Ruyan. Oh my god, how could this happen? Huier, is it because she broke up with you? Xiaohui didn't know about last night's conversation, so it felt very sudden to her. Go prepare breakfast first. I'll get up and wash my face. I didn't comment much. Many things still need time to reveal the truth. Instead of jumping to conclusions, outside the hospital's emergency room, the Liu family was waiting anxiously. Old Liu, who was originally planning to go on a business trip, had specially cancelled it. Liu Tian didn't forget to curse. It must be that Lin Feng guy. He must have said something to Ruyan. That's why Ruyan was provoked. That man is the worst. Shut up. What time is it now? And you're still here saying these things? Old Liu sternly scolded his precious son. Am I wrong? Right or wrong? Now is not the time to talk about this. We'll talk about everything after Ruyan wakes up. Old Liu was truly panicked. He never expected that from childhood to adulthood. His always obedient and sensible daughter would now attempt suicide over a man. Luckily, she was discovered in time at the old house. If it had been at Liu Ruyan's villa, she would have been cold by the time she was found. Such a big incident naturally couldn't be hidden. The news instantly spread everywhere. Yang Na just laughed when she heard the news. Great, one less rival for me, one less eyesore. Qin Mengyao was a little surprised, but she was a deep thinker and even had a conspiratorial suspicion that perhaps this was Liu Ruyan's way of holding on to me. Although this move was extreme, it wasn't without hope. Sometimes going all in can bring a new turning point. In front of the hospital's emergency room door, the doctor finally came out. Doctor, how is my daughter? Doctor, how is my sister? Liu Tian was also panicked. Although his character wasn't good, he had no ill will towards his sister. Old Liu didn't even dare to look the doctor in the eye. He asked with a trembling voice, "How is my daughter?" Mr. Liu, please rest assured, the young lady is out of danger. As soon as the doctor finished speaking, the entire Liu family sighed in relief. Old Liu felt like he was about to faint and collapsed onto a bench in the hallway, his anxious heart. Husband? Things have already come to this. Let's not make things difficult for the Lin family anymore. For the sake of our daughter's life, you should quickly give the Lin family a way out. If our daughter dies, what's the use of getting everything from the Lin family? If we keep tormenting them like this, we'll end up losing more than we gain. Mrs. Liu cried as she begged her husband. Old Liu also understood the reasoning. Although he felt unwilling in his heart, he knew that continuing to force the Lin family would not lead to a good outcome in the end. Who would have thought his daughter would be so disappointing? 2 hours later, Liu Ruyan woke up. She was still a little dizzy, but she realized she wasn't dead. She looked at her parents and said softly, "I want to see Lin Feng." The Liu parents were slightly startled. Mrs. Liu quickly replied, "Yes, yes, yes. I'll call Lin Feng right away. Don't rush. Daughter, Mom will call him over right away." Saying that, she hurriedly picked up her phone to dial the number. Mrs. Liu stepped out of the hospital room and personally made the call in the emergency exit stairwell. Her attitude had changed 180 degrees compared to before. "Lin Feng, this is Ruyan's mother," I replied calmly. "Hello, Auntie." Mrs. Liu's voice was hurried, choked with sobs. "I believe you've seen the news, haven't you? Something happened to Ruyan," I replied softly. "Yes, I saw it. How is Ruyan now?" Mrs. Liu's voice trembled, almost pleading. "She just got out of danger. She's still in the intensive care unit." "Lin Feng, Auntie is begging you. Everything before was our fault. It was all our fault. We apologize to you. Can you come visit Ruyan?" Mrs. Liu knew I was naturally aloof. She was afraid I would bluntly refuse her request, so before I could speak, she hurriedly added, her words mixed with suppressed sobs. "Lin Feng, how Ruyan has treated you all these years, you know clearly in your heart. She really likes you a lot. Otherwise, she wouldn't have done such a foolish thing this time. I'm not saying this to blame you, but because Ruyan asked to see you as soon as she woke up. I really feel for her. Consider it me begging you, okay?" I held the phone, silent for a moment. Then my voice softened as I replied gently, "Okay, Auntie, you don't need to beg me. Even if Ruyan and I don't become husband and wife, we are not enemies. Please give me the hospital room address. I'll head over right away." When Mrs. Liu heard that, she heaved a sigh of relief as if a great burden had been lifted. "That's great. Thank you, Lin Feng." After hanging up the phone, I took a deep breath. No matter what, with Liu Ruyan in trouble, I really couldn't just ignore it. But it was an awkward situation. Today I had agreed to go to the traditional Chinese medicine doctor that Qin Mengyao had arranged. I hesitated for a moment, then sent a WeChat message to Qin Mengyao. "President Qin, I'm sorry. You'll have to cancel our appointment. I have to go to the hospital." "The appointment with the traditional Chinese medicine doctor, could you please help me cancel it? Thank you." After seeing the message, Qin Mengyao couldn't help but reply, "So you're planning to get back together with Liu Ruyan?" After sending it, she felt that statement was too impulsive, but she truly couldn't suppress the unease in her heart. I saw the WeChat message but didn't reply, and it was precisely this silent non-reply that made Qin Mengyao sigh in relief. She knew her current identity well. It really wasn't appropriate to ask about such private romantic matters. I myself am a person who keeps boundaries and have a sensitive inner world. I never get close to others easily. But Liu Ruyan's suicide attempt truly made Qin Mengyao feel uneasy. From her selfish point of view, she absolutely did not want me and Liu Ruyan to get back together. Especially after seeing me that day, the feelings she had buried in her heart for so many years resurfaced. She wanted to have me. She wanted to possess me completely. And this desire was becoming more and more urgent. I looked at Qin Mengyao's WeChat message on my phone and was lost in thought for a moment. My mood became complicated. For Qin Mengyao to ask such a question left me a bit shocked. I had never thought our relationship was close enough to talk about such private matters. I never add random people on my WeChat for fear of inviting trouble. Now, faced with such a question, I really didn't know how to respond. In the hospital's intensive care unit, the moment she saw me at the door, Mrs. Lia's tears immediately started to fall. She took a step forward, gripped my hand tightly, and sobbed, "Lin Feng, thank you for being willing to come." I gently shook my head. "Auntie, don't say that." Mrs. Liu wiped her tears and whispered a plea. "Ruyan is inside. Go in and see her. You must persuade her. Don't do anything foolish again." I nodded and stepped into the room. After old Liu saw me enter, his expression was extremely complicated. I still greeted him politely. "Uncle," he instructed in a low voice, "you two talk. She is very weak right now. You can't talk for too long. Don't affect her rest." In his heart, old Liu was actually very dissatisfied with me, thinking I was deliberately playing hard to get. If I had agreed to the marriage sooner, why would his daughter have attempted suicide by taking sleeping pills? He never considered it his daughter's fault. He just thought I was unreasonable and too willful, unable to prioritize the greater good. I calmly replied, "I know." I took off my mask and slowly sat down on the chair by the bed. Liu Ruyan weakly raised her eyes. Her voice was hoarse. "Lin Feng, you're here." The moment she saw me, the rims of her eyes immediately turned red. I looked at her and sighed softly. "Why are you so foolish? Life is so precious. What are you doing?" My feelings were complicated. Liu Ruyan on the hospital bed looked so much more haggard after just one night. Having had her stomach pumped and received emergency treatment, the sparkle in her eyes was gone. She gave a bitter smile. "Lin Feng, last night when I was unconscious, I think I dreamed of you. I dreamed of the first time I met you. I thought you were someone who had walked out of a painting." Her gaze was dreamy as she continued to murmur, "For the past 7 years, I never thought I would break up with you. My choice for a husband, starting from 7 years ago, I never thought it would be anyone else. But I really hurt you. I no longer have the face to ask for your forgiveness." She closed her eyes, her voice trembling. So in that moment of greatest pain, I thought of death. I looked at Liu Ruyan and said softly, "Your body, your hair, your skin are all from your parents. You must not dare to harm them. That is the beginning of filial piety." Liu Ruyan reached out to take my hand, but I dodged it without a trace. Her hand grasped at empty air. Her eyes immediately filled with anxiety. She said hurriedly, "Lin Feng, don't leave me, okay? I'll listen to you from now on. It's been 7 years, more than 2,000 days and nights. I can't live without you. You can call me useless, but I'd rather be called useless than endure the pain of losing you." I lowered my voice and calmly advised Ruyan, "This won't solve any problems. It will only create more trouble. Your parents are old, and the Liu family is counting on you to inherit it. You can't let them, with their white hair, bury you with your black hair. Overdosing on pills will severely damage your liver. Don't do this again from now on, okay? Not for others, but for yourself." My voice was very soft, not directly responding to her pleas, but it seemed to have somewhat soothed her restless heart. She stared at me, repeating stubbornly, "As long as you don't leave me, I'll agree to anything." I picked up an orange from the bedside table as a distraction. "Do you want some fruit?" She looked at me gently and obediently nodded her agreement. I quietly began to peel the orange, my head lowered, ignoring Liu Ruyan's gaze. She couldn't bear to take her eyes off me for even a second. She even found my fingernails beautiful. Outside the hospital room, the Liu parents watched this scene, their hearts filled with mixed emotions. Mrs. Liu looked through the glass window, seeing me peeling an orange for her daughter, and her daughter was staring blankly. She couldn't help but sigh, "Oh, this is really fate. He is our daughter's downfall. Let's not torment our daughter anymore. Hurry and give the money to the Line family. Help them get through this crisis. Quickly set a wedding date for them. Otherwise, I won't forgive you." Mrs. Liu threatened her husband harshly. Old Liu also thought to himself, perhaps this is retribution. If the Liu family had been willing to give the money from the beginning, helping the Lin family during their most difficult time, perhaps things wouldn't have ended up like this. Uncle, Auntie, how is Ruyan? Kai-kun's voice rang out. He looked very worried. After seeing the news, I just kept crying. I was so scared. He was holding a bouquet of flowers, his eyes red-rimmed as he appeared at the door. Mrs. Liu replied awkwardly, "Ah, Ruyan is fine now. Then can I go in and see her? I'm very worried about her." Kai-kun deliberately showed his concern for Liu Ruyan, wanting the Liu family to know his intentions. But at this moment, his feelings were completely insignificant to the Liu family. Who Liu Ruyan was thinking about? Who was the most important person? Kai-kun, it's not very convenient right now. Ruyan is still resting. Mrs. Liu was too embarrassed to say directly that someone was inside. "Auntie, can I just take a quick look and then leave? I won't disturb her. I'm really worried." On the way here, I was crying while driving. Kai-kun said very frankly, his attitude urgent. The Liu parents glanced at each other, unsure of how to respond for a moment. Meanwhile, inside the hospital room, I had just handed the peeled orange to Liu Ruyan. When my phone suddenly rang, I glanced at the caller ID and then answered the call. I lowered my voice. "Hello." Qin Mengyao's hurried voice came through the receiver. "This is Qin Mengyao. Youngna is coming to the hospital. As far as I know, she's using the excuse of visiting Liu Ruyan to corner you." I was startled. Her again. I thought I had no connection to Youngna, so I didn't understand why she kept targeting me. Qin Mengyao continued to instruct calmly. "If you want to avoid her, I know a way you can leave." I looked up in surprise. "You're at the hospital too?" Qin Mengyao said concisely. "Come downstairs within 5 minutes. Take elevator number 16 down to the second basement parking level. I'll be waiting for you there." After she said that, the call was disconnected. Only the busy tone remained on the line. Liu Ruyan lifted her pale face and weakly asked Lin Feng, "Whose call was that?" She held the orange in her hand, looking at me curiously, with a faint trace of vigilance in her eyes. I quickly put my phone away and spoke faster. I have something to do, so I have to go first. I'll come back to visit you when I'm free. You just rest and get well." I don't know Young Na, but in my heart I was afraid of someone with such a bad reputation. I didn't know what outrageous things she might do. At least Qin Mengyao was someone I knew, and now she was a wealthy tycoon. Being with her, I would feel safer anyway. After saying goodbye, I hurried out of the room. Liu Ruyan was reluctant to let me go, but in the end, she couldn't keep me. I put on my mask and walked out of the room, nodding gently to the Liu parents, my voice sounding a bit rushed. "Uncle, Auntie, you'll be leaving first." After a polite greeting, I quickly walked towards the elevator. "Huh? Was that Lin Feng just now?" Kai-kun stared at my receding back, his face full of surprise. Then he frowned, cursed with displeasure. How does he still have the face to come here? If it weren't for him, Ruyan wouldn't be in this state. What a jinx, always harming people. Mrs. Liu had an awkward expression. "I was the one who called him here. Kai-kun, didn't you want to visit Ruyan?" "Go on, just don't stay for too long. Ruyan still needs to rest." "Yes, Auntie, I understand." Kai-kun got the approval and immediately walked into the hospital room overjoyed. Liu Ruyan heard footsteps and thought I had returned. After seeing clearly that it was Kai-kun, the look of anticipation on her face suddenly vanished. She asked coldly, "Why are you here?" "I'm here to see you, of course." Kai-kun put down the bouquet and walked to the bedside. "Liu Ruyan, why are you so foolish? Is it worth it for a man?" "Stop it, Kai-kun. Don't start acting like my brother. I don't want to hear it." Liu Ruyan glared at him and turned her face away. Her hand was still holding the uneaten orange. That was the one I peeled for her. She couldn't bear to eat it, and she couldn't bear to give it to others either. "Is the orange sweet? Let me have a taste." Kai-kun wanted to take the opportunity to be intimate and reached out to take it. Liu Ruyan immediately dodged, her voice impatient. "If you want to eat one, peel it yourself, can't you? Why are you snatching things from a patient?" "Lin Feng peeled this for me." "Ruyan, what on earth are you thinking?" Kai-kun didn't give up. He probed again seriously. "You're already in this state. Are you still planning to marry Lin Feng? He almost killed you. It has nothing to do with Lin Feng. It's my own fault." Liu Ruyan replied calmly. "You're truly a love-struck fool. So useless." Kai-kun said loudly in anger. "Do you have to drown yourself in love for one person? There are so many young masters from prestigious families in Nancheng with such good prospects, and they're handsome too. Why does it have to be this way? But I only like Lin Feng. I don't even look at anyone else." Liu Ruyan looked out the window, her voice resolute. Kai-kun was both anxious and angry, at a loss for words for a moment. Just then, commotion erupted at the door of the hospital room. Before the Liu parents could react, a group of people barged right in. It was Young Na. She brought reporters and bodyguards storming in aggressively. The bodyguards blocked the Liu parents. The reporters raised their cameras ready to shoot at any moment. As soon as Young Na entered, she saw a slender back of a man facing away from the door. On impulse, she rushed forward and hugged the person tightly from behind. She laughed exaggeratedly for the reporters. "I finally found you, Lin Feng. I'm your biggest fan." She thought she was being funny, but didn't expect the person in her arms to struggle fiercely, both embarrassed and angry. "Young Na, what are you doing? Let go of me." Young Na saw the man's face clearly and was immediately stunned. "Why is it you? Young Na, have you had enough?" Liu Ruyan struggled to sit up, yelling, "Don't get agitated. Yangna let go, looking relieved. She tried to act casual. I came to visit you. You have a good heart? Ha ha ha. Lu Ruyan laughed coldly. What is Lin Feng doing? Whatever he's doing is his own business. I can't tell you. Yang Na raised her eyebrows, impatient. Where is he? I spent a lot of money to buy information, knowing he was at the hospital, so I rushed here. I originally planned to pretend it was a chance encounter and give him a hug, let the reporters take pictures, write some nonsense, and spread rumors, and mess up his relationship with Lu Ruyan. I never expected to hug the wrong person. Dream on. Lin Feng won't pay any attention to you. Besides, he's not even here. Lu Ruyan regained her composure, secretly glad in her heart. Luckily, Lin Feng left quickly. Otherwise, if he got entangled with this lunatic, who knows what else would have happened? Since he's not here, I can't be bothered to talk much with you. Yang Na's expression darkened. She waved her hand and led her people to turn and leave. At this time, Qin Mengyao's car had already left the hospital's underground parking garage. Thank you for today, I said softly. Aren't you afraid he'll trick you? Qin Mengyao looked straight ahead, lightly asking, You wouldn't. Why do you think I wouldn't? Qin Mengyao smiled gently, tilting her head to look at me. I think your time is very precious. You wouldn't have the leisure to do something like that, I answered seriously. Qin Mengyao chuckled. What are you laughing at? I was a little confused. Nothing, you're right. She turned the steering wheel and continued driving. You can just take me straight back to Kui Chun Xiao. Didn't I say I'm not going to the traditional medicine doctor anymore? Didn't you say you'd help me cancel the appointment? I rescheduled the appointment, I didn't cancel it, she explained calmly. Of course, if you're tired and don't want to go, I'll take you straight back. Is that so? Then let's go to the traditional medicine doctor. I felt a little embarrassed. Qin Mengyao had already gone to the trouble of helping me get in touch. I had already missed the appointment once, so it really wasn't right to refuse again. Qin Mengyao's mood immediately brightened. She was secretly happy about Yang Na's sudden appearance, which gave her another chance to show her worth. She turned on some soft music in the car, lowered the volume, and said gently, If you're tired, just take a nap. We still have a way to go. Okay. I'm naturally a bit shy about socializing, quiet and dislike forced conversations. Her suggestion was perfectly to my liking. Along with the melodious music, I closed my eyes to rest in the passenger seat. On the way, Qin Mengyao wanted several times to put her coat over me, but felt the action was too abrupt. In the end, she restrained herself. She understood my sensitive personality well and didn't dare to cross the line rashly. 40 minutes later, we arrived at the home of a traditional Chinese medicine doctor. It was a secluded, detached two-story house. There was no sign. There were also no people queuing up. That made me breathe a sigh of relief. Qin Mengyao had made an appointment in advance. The traditional medicine doctor had specifically reserved time for us today. Very quickly, we were led by the doctor's apprentice to the tea room on the first floor. Not long after, the doctor came down from upstairs. At nearly 90 years old, his spirit was exceptionally sharp. Dao Dao Lao Li called out resonantly. Lao Li Qin Mengyao hurried forward and greeted him respectfully. How has your father been lately? Thanks to you, my father is still healthy. When your father was a child, I was the one who cured his urticaria. I didn't expect him to grow up so much in the blink of an eye. Laoli's memory is extremely good. It seems he has a deep connection with the Qin family. His gaze fell upon me. He sized me up with a smile, speaking bluntly. Oh, is this your little boyfriend? Quite handsome, I suddenly blushed. I quickly waved my hands. No, we're friends. Qin Mengyao also hurried to explain. Lao Li, we came today to ask you to take his pulse. Not your boyfriend yet? Then you need to hurry up. Lao Li shook his head teasingly. A handsome young man like this, if you don't pursue him, someone else will snatch him away. After hearing this, Qin Mengyao's ears grew a little hot. Being teased like this in front of me was truly a bit embarrassing. Come, young man. Lao Li beckoned to me. Let me take your pulse. Thank you for the trouble. I respectfully extended my wrist. Lao Li closed his eyes, concentrating. His fingers rested on my pulse. Without a word, Qin Mengyao stood beside me, also becoming tense. She hoped Lao Li had a way to cure my illness, so that I would no longer have to suffer from asthma attacks. Recalling the uncomfortable sight of my attack that day, she felt extremely heartbroken. I didn't expect this illness to have followed me for so many years. Since she knew me when I was young, I had been troubled by this illness. After a while, Lao Li withdrew his hand. He spoke slowly. Congenital asthma, weak lungs, sensitive respiratory tract. I nodded. Yes. Lao Li, I've had it since birth. Then it's truly been hard on you. Lao Li sighed. It's hereditary, isn't it? Does anyone in your family have a history of the illness? Yes, my father's aunt. My grandaunt also had this illness. Lao Li, is there a way to cure it? Qin Mengyao hurried forward, her voice full of concern. No, even doctors can't completely cure this illness, Lao Li answered frankly. These words made Qin Mengyao's heart sink, full of regret. As for me, I was fine. I had long understood my condition. I was already mentally prepared. Fortunately, Lao Li suddenly changed his tone. But I can make some pills for you. Take them regularly. It can control the illness very well. I immediately took the medicine I carried with me from my pocket and gave it to him. Lao Li, I'm currently taking this kind. Please take a look. Lao Li took it and examined it. Then he sniffed it. I can improve upon this type. In the future, the effects of your medicine will last longer. For example, taking it once a month will be enough. Really? I couldn't hide my excitement. I've been exhausted from taking medicine all these years. If I could just take it once a month, that would be truly wonderful news. Mum, okay. Lao Li nodded and continued to ask. The medicine you're taking now, does it make you very sleepy after taking it? Yes, Lao Li, very tired. I always want to sleep. After I improve it, this symptom will no longer exist. It also won't stimulate the cerebral nerves. Then that's really great. A rare, sincere smile appeared on my face. Qin Mengyao saw my happy expression. The regret in her heart also gradually dissipated. Still, she was heartbroken. Even a miracle doctor like Lao Li couldn't completely cure it. I would still be bound by this illness in the future. Then ill-trouble Lao Li to prescribe the medicine. Qin Mengyao collected her emotions. She said seriously, preparing to pay. No need, let me pay. I quickly stood up. You just sit, let me handle it. This time Qin Mengyao was very firm. She gently placed a hand on my shoulder. Her voice brooked no refusal. After speaking, she went straight to the dispensary. Taking advantage of the free moment, Lao Li looked at me. He lowered his voice and said quietly, curiously, Dao Dao is a very good child. I've known the Qin family for many years. She is not someone who likes to meddle in other people's business. To be able to make a special appointment with me for you. You probably don't know that last night I flew back from Jingxi, right? I was a little stunned. I shook my head. I really didn't know. Actually, Dao Dao called me. I made a special trip back yesterday. Lao Li looked at me. His gaze was profound. For her to go to such lengths for someone, you should understand the weight of this. I suddenly felt a bit awkward. For a moment, I didn't know what to say. It turned out Lao Li was originally in Jingxi. It was Qin Mengyao who intentionally invited him to fly back to take my pulse. But Qin Mengyao never mentioned this matter. She never thought to take credit for it. At this moment, Qin Mengyao returned after paying. Unaware of the conversation between me and Lao Li, she said respectfully, Lao Li, we've troubled you today. It's a small matter. Lao Li waved his hand. I'm going to get the medicine for this young man. You two go back first. You can come pick up the medicine in 3 days. After speaking, Lao Li stood up and left. Qin Mengyao and I also walked out of the 2-story house together. Did you specially invite Lao Li back from Jingxi? I looked at her and asked softly. It's nothing, just a phone call. Qin Mengyao said nonchalantly. She didn't want to say more. Thank you, Qin Mengyao. You've really helped me a lot. I looked at her sincerely. My tone was earnest. A miracle doctor like Lao Li, my family has always wanted to find him, but we never had the chance. If you really want to thank me, then have a meal with me. Qin Mengyao looked at me gently. Before I could answer, he smiled and added, Don't worry. This time, we absolutely won't go to a small eatery. It won't give you an allergic reaction. I couldn't refuse Qin Mengyao, because this time, she had really helped me a lot. Okay. I slowly nodded. After that, Qin Mengyao took me to a private club in the southern part of the city. The club was a courtyard-style building. It looked ordinary from the outside, but the interior was magnificent and grand. This is my friend's restaurant. There are no issues with the ingredients. I've already told them about your allergens. You can eat without worry. In a private room on the second floor, the atmosphere was antique. Combined with the faint aroma of Longjing tea, it made one feel comfortable and relaxed. Qin Mengyao poured me a cup of hot tea. Try it. Thanks. I'm really not good at talking. I speak very little. May I ask, do you know Yang Na? Qin Mengyao spoke up. I shook my head. I don't. We've never crossed paths. Then you know who she is, right? I've heard it seems she's targeting you. Do you have any plans? I hesitated for a moment. I plan to leave Nancheng. Qin Mengyao's heart shook. As expected, I still wanted to leave. The Yang family has some power. It's not that I'm being harsh, but perhaps if you leave Nancheng, it will be even easier for her to get a hold of you. In Nancheng, at least you have your family to protect you. She tried to persuade me. I slowly put down my teacup. That makes sense. Then I'll think about it. I just sat there quietly. Very quickly, the dishes were brought out one by one. I was a little surprised. It was Huizhou cuisine again. Huizhou is a small county in Jiangnan, an ancient town with a 1,000-year history. The food there is an acquired taste. Most people aren't used to it. Many big cities have never even heard of it, let alone a place that specializes in Huizhou cuisine. But today I was able to eat it here. There weren't many dishes, only 6, but each one was a classic. In an instant, it evoked my childhood memories. The moments spent with my maternal grandmother. Beautiful memories filled with warmth. What a coincidence. One of the head chefs here is from Huizhou. I asked him to try making some. I'm not sure if it's authentic. You give it a try. Yes. I picked up my chopsticks and took a piece of steamed perch. The fish was sweet and delicate. It's authentic perch. This type of fish is wild from the local lake, extremely fresh and delicious. How is it? Qin Mengyao was a little expectant. Very authentic. Really? Don't just be perfunctory with me. She deliberately teased me. It's true, I'm not being perfunctory. Taihu perch? I can tell by eating it. Then try this braised lion's head and wenzi tofu. Qin Mengyao actively served me food. I usually don't eat much, but today was an exception. I couldn't refuse this gesture. The Wensi tofu is a bit lacking. The lion's head is good. To be honest, thanks to you, it's also my first time eating Huizhou cuisine. The ingredients are very fresh. The flavor isn't as strong as our northern food, but I can get used to it. She smiled. The way these ribs are made is very special. Tea-smoked ribs. Qin Mengyao looked at the dish and said, I explained softly, the tea leaves have been fried until crisp, so it will have a strong tea aroma. It can also cut through the richness of the ribs. This combination is great. You should eat a bit more, you're too thin. I was a little embarrassed. I lowered my head and didn't say anything else. The meal was very pleasant. Qin Mengyao ate quite a lot. I ate very little, but I tried every dish, especially the perch. I had a few more bites. Qin Mengyao was very satisfied. All of this was meticulously prepared by her. Whether it was Lao Li or the Huizhou cuisine, it was all for me. Perhaps she used to despise blind infatuation the most, but when it was her turn, she didn't feel inferior at all. Being able to make me happy also made her happy. It was like indirectly pleasing herself. After the meal, Qin Mengyao drove me back to Chuidi Chunxiao. Qin Mengyao looked at me and said, I'll go get the medicine for you in 3 days. I suddenly asked, how much was the medicine today? Not much. If you don't want to accept it, then I really won't take it. I don't like to owe favors. There's also no reason for you to pay. I put on a stern face. Don't be angry. That's not what I mean. It's not to make you intentionally owe me. She felt a little guilty. How much is it? Send me a screenshot. This was the first time I was so forceful. Qin Mengyao had no choice but to take out her phone and show me the payment. The screenshot showed 32,000. This is medicine for 1 year. You take it once a month, Qin Mengyao explained. If it's a year's worth of medicine and it's personally prepared by Lao Li, then it's really not expensive. Not expensive at all. Forget 30,000. I can afford 300,000. I'll transfer it to you via VX. I've transferred 35,000 directly. Why did you give an extra 3,000? Qin Mengyao saw my payment, which included today's meal. Qin Mengyao was momentarily speechless. You helped me find Lao Li. I'm very grateful. Today's lunch is my treat, but I said it was my treat, but it didn't even cost 3,000. She really didn't know what to say. Qin Mengyao has never spent a man's money. Never mind. You've helped me several times. If it weren't for you at the hospital, I'm afraid I would have had a hard time getting away. If we're friends, this amount of money is nothing. All right, you're right, we're friends. Qin Mengyao felt a bit better in her heart. I'm here. You'll head back first. The car slowly stopped at the east gate. Goodbye. She was reluctant to leave, but she had no reason to stay longer. For now, she could only be cautious around me. Besides, it seemed the Liu family and I haven't completely severed ties. With Liu Ruyan causing such a scene, I don't know how things will develop in the future. On the other side, the Liu family finally couldn't stand their daughter's suicide attempt. Although Lao Liu was reluctant in his heart, he still planned to talk to Lin Hao, ready to reduce the share percentage and quickly bail out the Lin Corporation. Sorry, uncle. Forget 20%. Even if you only want 5%, I can't accept it. The Lin Corporation is my father's life's work. I will absolutely not allow any outsiders to interfere. After speaking, Lin Hao unceremoniously hung up the phone. That old fox. Playing this game with me? The one who's anxious now isn't me. If you keep pretending, your daughter won't even be able to keep her life. In fact, Lin Hao was very confident, not just because of Liu Ruyan's suicide attempt. What truly gave him leverage was the company Hantian KG that he had been in contact with for the past few days. The other party offered extremely favorable conditions. Although Hantian KG was a newcomer in technology, its financial strength was very strong. Moreover, they weren't despicable like the Liu family, taking advantage of someone's misfortune. They proposed an equal partnership rather than directly demanding shares and a say in matters. Furthermore, the two negotiations went very smoothly. The other party had already transferred the first installment in advance, helping the Line Corporation overcome its difficulties. The deadly bank loan was safely paid off. The next repayment is in half a year. Half a year is enough for him to do many things. Lin Hao had completely recovered. There was absolutely no need to endure the threats of the Liu family anymore. His tough attitude was completely beyond Lao Liu's expectations. After hanging up the phone, his expression was so gloomy it could drip water. Investigate who he has been in contact with recently. Otherwise, he wouldn't be so arrogant. Lao Liu instructed his assistant. Not long after, they indeed found a clue. Chairman, we found it. The Lin Corporation's first loan has been paid off, both principal and interest. They won't go bankrupt for the time being. The next loan isn't due for another 6 months. How much was paid? Lao Liu asked in a deep voice. About 800 million. Who paid the money? He knew clearly in his heart. The Lin Corporation had long been depleted. Otherwise, they wouldn't have sold their old house, letting Mr. and Mrs. Lin move in with their eldest son. It's a company called Hantian KG. It mainly deals in high-tech fields. Yaocheng is just a branch. The headquarters is overseas. What a coincidence. Lao Liu narrowed his eyes. A glint of suspicion flashed in his eyes. Go investigate this Hantiankg company thoroughly. What's its background exactly? Why would it give them money for no reason like that? Yes, Chairman. I'll get on it right away. After Liu Ruyan's condition stabilized, only Mrs. Liu and a caregiver were left at the hospital. Lao Lu hurried back to the group to handle work. On the other side, Yang Na failed to intercept the person and threw a fit at the clubhouse. A few subordinates beside her were all implicated. Damn it, a bunch of useless fools. Co Yang, please don't be angry. The assistant quickly tried to console her. We did indeed find out that Mr. Lin went to the hospital. It's just that we didn't expect him to have an emergency and leave early, which is why so many ridiculous things happened. We have continued to track his whereabouts. Oh, there's one more thing. If you have something to say it quickly. Yang Na held a wine glass, extremely impatient. We found out that the Line Corporation has overcome its initial crisis. Someone helped them pay off the loan. The Liu family? Yang Na guessed casually. It's a small company called Han Tiankg. The assistant paused and added, it's unclear if this company is also targeting the third young master of the Line family. Yang Na became even more furious after hearing this. She threw the wine glass directly onto the carpet and stomped on it angrily. What are you standing there for? Go find him for me now. During this time, I've tried countless times, but I still haven't been able to meet him. My text messages sync without a trace. My VX friend requests have never been accepted. Twice, he was clearly very close to me. I was just about to meet him, but in the end, I missed him due to a mistake. The first time, she found the inn I was staying at, and Liu Ruyan rushed over as well. As a result, I had already moved out early. The second time was at the hospital. She planned to intercept me. Unexpectedly, she mistook the person. It's really extremely awkward. Women are like that. The more you can't have something, the more anxious you become. Lin Feng must be mine. He can only be mine. Yang Na gritted her teeth and said ruthlessly. At the same time, at the hospital, Liu Ruyan had another sleepless night. She didn't eat a single bite of dinner. Mrs. Liu carefully coaxed her. Daughter, eat something. Your body is still weak. You won't be able to hold on if you don't eat. Mom, I want to see Lin Feng. Mrs. Liu was momentarily speechless. Lin Feng just came during the day. How could he come again at night? Besides, she had already begged him once, losing all face. How could she have the face to beg a second time? Mom, can you and Dad go to the Lin family to propose marriage? I beg you. Ruyan, if you don't agree, I won't stay in this hospital anymore. I'd rather die. Liu Ruyan was already emotional. After speaking, she violently pulled out the IV needle from the back of her hand. The needle mark immediately started to bleed. Mrs. Liu was scared out of her wits. She hurriedly picked up the phone to call her husband. Causing such a scene in the middle of the night was something no one expected. Liu Tian rushed over when he heard the news and immediately gritted his teeth and cursed. What are you doing? Can't you live without a man? Liu Ruyan was already angry. Being provoked by her brother like this, she grabbed the glass on the table and smashed it hard on Liu Tian's head. Liu Ruyan, are you crazy? Liu Tian screamed in pain, both in pain and anger. If you don't agree today, you'll die again. I mean what I say. Liu Ruyan had completely lost it. She glared at her parents and brother with bloodshot eyes, screaming hysterically. Not a shred of dignity left of a rich young lady. That's enough. Stop making a scene. Well, go. Old Liu finally softened. Dad, why are you indulging her like this? Liu Tian held his head. You still want to get hit? Liu Ruyan picked up the phone, intending to throw it at her brother again. She was held back tightly by Mrs. Liu. Ruyan, don't be rash. Your father has already agreed. Don't hit your brother anymore. Liu Ruyan looked at her father coldly. I hope you won't lie to me this time. Keep your word. From childhood until now, I have listened to you. I consider myself to be quite filial. For so many years, I only want to marry Lin Feng. Who dares to stop me? Whoever stops me is my enemy. Dad, is she possessed by a demon? Dad, find an exorcist to check on her. She's completely bewitched. Liu Tian was both angry and scared. Old Liu wearily sat down on the sofa and closed his eyes. It's too late. Tomorrow, your mother and I will go to the Lin family's home to apologize and propose marriage at the same time. You just lie here obediently and get your IV drip. As soon as Liu Ruyan heard this, her anger immediately vanished. She turned around and obediently lay down on the bed, without saying a word. Dad, you really want to? Liu Tian was still unwilling to accept it. Old Lia's expression turned cold. He interrupted sternly. Shut up. Tomorrow, you will also go with me to apologize to Lin Feng. He knew clearly in his heart. What truly angered him in the first place were the harsh and insulting words from Liu Tian. What? I have to apologize to him? Am I giving him too much face? On what grounds? Liu Tian looked at his father in disbelief. If you want to live peacefully in this house, then just do as I say. After saying that, old Liu stood up with a sullen face and left. Liu Tian opened his mouth, but in the end, didn't say another word. But by nightfall, a chat log between him and He Yi had spread throughout all the friend groups. It was just 2 lines. He Yi, Brother Tian, is your family really preparing to give in? Liu Tian, Yeah, because of my sister, my dad has softened. Tomorrow, my whole family will go to apologize to Lin Feng to help my sister save this marriage.